be handling the introduction, if you will, or the prequel story of our newest member. So I'll have um,
Helping, hopefully.
nice. There'll be more to that later. Next.
I am a scout, sniper. I was rescued, brought into a tribe of cat folk. Currently, my cat folk keeper is not available. We are now surviving
Exactly.
with difficulties because we have certain people that cause a lot of problems
I
and
don't know
makes it.
what you're talking about, but anyway, we'll come back to that. And our newest player is Kara. Go ahead and give the background, the quick description of character, class, and race.
Hello, my name is Kara. I am a tiefling of the of Sir Leviticus, and I am a hexblade warlock.
All right, so we'll get to the how they know you individually, actually in game, but
Find file. Sorry, it's just not.
yeah. So we're going to instead do a bit of prequel story here. Kara, you had come to this place mainly because it was by a crenellation and a crook and cranny, if you will, of the ice fields of your original realm, and kind of, if you will, pried your way into a place that shouldn't have been accessible. Rather dire option of making a deal. So as you are sitting in this precarious place, certain that you are soon to die, an image in the ice forms beside you and says, "Where are you going, little girl?"
I was in search of something precious.
Yes, most are when they take these dangerous paths, but I see you've gotten into a bit of trouble. I can sense that your life force is literally draining away.
Yes,
The
I.
But you are far, far from the paths that would lead to Elysium or other places of safety. In trade for rather, saving you from this rather cold death.
What?
Creature, kind of, mm, it's tall and thin and its face literally looks like shattered glass. Craig's and its nose ridge itself looks sharp enough to cut through, I don't know, steel wool. Um, Raises its hand and shows an image of an roughly 2.5 feet in length, and with the smooth, almost double curve of what are often considered to be traditionally Eldrin blades or Elven blades. Uh, he shows you this image and says, "If you return this to me, I will truly free you, and until then, I promise to keep you alive. Is that a deal? Bring me this sword, and you will be free." We do have a bit of an impasse here, as I cannot truly reach you, as I am cut off by a dimensional block of ice. What I will need you to do is place both of your hands, bare of gloves, against the ice shelf in front of you.
That sounds quite dangerous, but
Trust me, your fingers are already cold enough you won't even feel it.
I shall do it. As
And
she pulls off her gloves,
that,
the chill already settling in, her fingertips barely able to budge, feeling like solid masses rather than fingers.
right. So as you put your frail hands out in this cold, the breeze blowing past them, amplifying it. But once you touch the ice, the first sensation is actually terrifyingly in opposition. It feels like your hands are on fire. I don't know if you've ever touched extremely cold things, but it is a burn that you receive. And
Yeah.
as you emotionally want to scream from the pain, suddenly that freezing that burning sensation becomes a pleasant, almost sensually warm contact, as if you were touching hand to hand with the creature in the ice. And as that happens, you think that maybe you do have a chance. His hands in some sort of agreement. You see your name appear magically in the document, and he says, "All you need now do is simply grasp your hand forward into the ice to take my gift to you."
Anything.
So your hands will actually close into the ice as if the ice was like butter. You just feel you suddenly feel the ice spread from around your knuckles, down your arms, and even as you try to resist it, it eventually encompasses you from head to toe in roughly 2 inches of thick ice.
What is this? I thought you were going to save me.
He says, "I will. I am saving you for an appropriate time." And you literally are left without the ability to speak, but you are basically screaming in your mind as the ice encases you in this place. You are fundamentally now yet another of the guardians of the reliquary. All right, so that's that.
Well, that was fun.
Wasn't that fun? That was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Poor.
Lovely bit of acting there. Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
I wasn't talking to you.
I know you weren't.
Thank you.
What do you think of this image for Heart?
I like
The head's kind of wrong, in the wrong place, but...
Well, his head doesn't have to be in the right place, but his heart does.
But it's got the legs.
I see that.
Oh my.
Well, also,
So the difference is that his head is where that jewel is on the top, and the jewel is where his head is, and it's shaped like a heart, and then...
and he could set up a lot of different configurations by
He has 6 arms,
by
2
taking-
lifters, a radial saw, a chainsaw, and 2, shall we say, kind of gross, not meaning weird, but rather not fine manipulating fingers, but gross manipulating fingers.
Like the ones in the picture.
Yes, but what did we call them? There was a word for articulators.
Articulators.
Articulated. He has actually 2 thumbs and 2 fingers
Yeah.
on each hand.
Yeah, it's the mental image I have of it is similar to the hands of the Cylon, with the two
Okay.
with the 2 fingers being distended and then the 2 thumbs acting to allow the hand to close in even more intricate ways than the human hand.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's been a hard time finding a picture that even comes close. This is the closest I find, though, because it's got the legs, it's got the articulating hands, it's got the single slit eye.
Yeah, a good deal.
It's close.
And that's a pretty good run for Valara. At least that's what she looks like right now with all the snow gear
Or-
on.
In fact, she's more furry than this right now.
Yes, rather so. Rather so. So, let's see here.
I couldn't find my lap harp, but I'll find it eventually.
Your lap harp?
Yeah, because I was going to do the tones with each
yeah.
word.
Yeah. Gotcha. Anyway, so the 2 of you,
Proceed north.
yeah, you guys have been proceeding north, and as has been the case before.
No, we are in the V8.
Oh, that's right. You're in the V8, aren't you?
That's right.
Yep.
So,
I was just told that I was created for the destruction of mortal kind.
wasn't that great? Isn't that great to know?
So great.
Yeah.
Very unsettling.
Not at all.
Also, the vehicle itself that they're in, they're calling the V8, is nothing like an automobile in terms of size and dimension, except for the overall size. It's about 22 feet long and about 12 feet wide.
Giant wheel in the back, smaller wheel in the front.
It was-
Crystalline.
Yeah, wheels,
Outside.
two on each side. So it's still automobile-like, but that engine apparently can provide perform
Very low on fuel.
multiple purposes, however, and it does seem to run on some form of fuel. And now, have we actually tried to have you push it hard? I can't recall.
No, I'm interfaced with it. Remember, and
That's right.
told us all the crap, and we put lim in it so it has fuel. We were going to get it fully fueled up by going to the Lake of Corrupted Limb
Right.
and hoping that it could sop some of that up. And then we were going to go to the cache.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So.
But I did want to.
Go ahead.
It didn't say. Did it say who made me? I was under the. I'm not.
Yarlin.
No. I don't think it said that the Yarlin made me.
It was made for the destruction of mortals. Yeah, it was Yarlin.
Yeah.
To handle this directly. Hard. There's going to be a problem if you're going to try to carry out your mission that you were made for.
Why?
Because I'm one of those mortals.
So is she, and point at Freya.
Freya.
Because it
She,
did. It
she's
did
in-
not. It did not differentiate between the mortals from Earth or the mortals from here. It just said all mortals.
That is correct.
Do you,
Clarification, Kara, if you hear Hart having difficulty speaking sometimes, he has roughly 40% of English as vocabulary. He doesn't have the full functionality, so occasionally
My memory bank is janked.
he'll occasionally trip over his words or not be able to come up with a term for something.
Yeah, that's perfectly understandable.
Yeah, it was a lot worse.
Mostly it's because someone else is holding my voice box, but
Yes, but
Hmm.
on his creation, if you will, he only had 7 words, so he's doing much better now.
yeah. Heart, help, fixing. I can't remember the other
He
two.
didn't use them all. He only used like 5 out of the 7. He was still
Yeah.
holding them. He was being very prudent on not wasting his words.
heart, help, fixing, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
Trust. We did learn trust.
And then I learned console.
Right.
Anyways,
Anyway, so
I need to ask the V8 before we get moving.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to transport still?
Based on fuel functionality, yes. Top performance, however, would be roughly 24. I'm sorry, 20. What was that? 29 miles per day
Ah.
maximum.
Can you take us to this place? And he's going to do a mental image of the map where the Lake of Limb is left.
He says, based on current fuel consumption, we would not make it there.
Even with the extra liters we put in?
That's correct.
Okay.
He's not running it at anywhere near full fuel efficiency.
Right. How close could we get?
He manipulates the projection of the map that you have offered and shows you a point about a third of the way there. However, it's on top of a flashing position that matches almost exactly with the place that you guys were headed for as far as the device you wanted to go get.
The cache that hopefully
Yes.
has my arms.
Yes.
Hopefully, it might have some fuel for this thing.
Very.
Well, fortunately, the vehicle is hardy enough, and you've already engaged with some of the bigger, nastier creatures on the ice. By simply staying within the vehicle, you can deal with. You don't have to worry about any real threats from encounters from the outside. You guys have sufficient rations, and this lack of this reduced amount of motion definitely saves on your energy power heart. So, roughly using 6% per day. So burn off, I think, 12 more points, and that'll put you where you need to be as far as the location. When you literally rumble up to the space where this cache is supposed to be. There is a broken down arch and probably about a dozen mostly destroyed buildings. The structure of the buildings is pretty abrupt and sharp in appearance, in that they walls or whatever have been sheared down to basically looking like a wall of broken glass sticking up out of the ground. It's over roughly a quarter-mile area, and some of the spires are almost 3 stories tall and include like the edges of window frames and stuff. So it's obvious that it was some kind of community at some point in the past, but it's been ravaged by weather and more than likely torn up by the blizzards and such that blast through this area. There are several indications that there might be entrances into subterranean structures, but more disturbing than that are the number of statues made of look like silvery stone or possibly glass standing around between the buildings and such. Most of them are of species you are already familiar with. Some of them ursine, some of them members of kiths, the Fargol and such, canines. But there are a few of them that are the smaller, possibly humanoid forms. It seems odd that they would have stripped down to their regular clothing to march through here, but it does look like they might have been frozen in place.
Okay. So, frozen town with frozen people.
Yes, a bunch of what looks like corpsicles, for lack of a better term.
Lovely. V8.
Mm-hmm.
Can you scan for limb? For fuel?
Not part of my capabilities.
Okay. Remain here. We will return.
I'm not going anywhere. I will, for efficiency's sake, I will shut down, however. I will maintain a survivable interior temperature for your associates should they wake up from their comatoseness.
Very well.
Just as a quick note, Kara, if you ever are not able to play, we do generally drag the bodies along. There are occasions where we can't, in which case then we role-play reasons why you weren't involved in that engagement. But the other party members that are with this group, since they may show up, we just basically drag them along inside the VA.
Sounds good.
Yep.
So,
Very well. Hart is going to unload the extra baggage. He's going to disconnect himself from the V8 and keep the cord with him.
yes, and
But he is going to take his...
It's almost with a note of sadness when you disconnect. It's like the V8 it knows it's losing a friend, so to speak, for a while, and has to go back to the silence that it's been suffering for a really long time. So,
And when I was connected, I could actually talk to him more
right.
easily.
Yes. Because you could actually utilize some of his vocabulary to fill in your gaps.
Yep.
Matter of fact,
Hart gently caresses the console a little bit as he leaves.
Oh, console. Go ahead and roll. What are you currently at vocabulary wise? 40%.
Yeah, we haven't moved since then.
Let's see if you can ramp over that.
Okay.
Starting at 45. Starting at 40. Aiming at 45. That was not over 45. Ergo, no, you don't get it. Don't get a bump.
Okay. Darn.
Darn.
Okay.
Next time.
Next
time.
Yep.
So Hart's going to leave the extra supplies. He will take the extra tech bundle that he has and his door.
Okay. And his hammer.
Don't you think
Yes.
you could really leave those here safely? And we take what we need to survive to check this place out?
We are leaving our friends here.
Not exactly sure what's wrong, but
Which is really funny because you write it in Terran so nobody can read it. Because your box only translates verbal, remember? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. This actually might be the week you can consider yourself to speak common. I think it is. Yeah, we'll do that. So now,
Okay.
as of now, you have the common language, which means you can even scroll down the simple message.
Yeah, she's gonna scroll
Heart,
down. And
Heart, she knows 40% of common because Heart spent the last
exactly.
couple days,
Yeah,
teaching
you
her.
have been.
Yep, yep.
She'll give you a word. You give her a word,
Fine.
and
So,
then she works
so
from
you
there.
also need to play with a partial, the idea that you may not remember a word or two, or how you say, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So once you leave
we
the,
go look for Lim. We come back.
okay, roll percentage. Each of nice.
That has been the most common number I've rolled today. 27. I've rolled that 3 times today.
Ooh, I'm lucky today.
Oh yeah.
77.
Oh yeah. There we go. Yes.
So lucky.
So as you take off one thing that you find is that there are four separate entrances into what might be the substructure of this location, this locale, and one of them is particularly interesting. Is that there is a horned being with a two-handed sword lifted above her, with both of her hands on the blade's handle in a position that looks like she might be trying to strike something in front of her, but the look of rage and both rage and fear on the face of the statue is uncanny. It's far
Have
more
any of the other statues had this sort of
detail.
horrified pose?
Yes. Yes.
Somebody froze these people.
Don't worry.
Sword. Do you think we can break enough of that ice off so I could get that sword?
Not without breaking her hands.
Oh.
Heart's gonna scan for life. Still needs hands.
It's alive? And ice?
He,
You're-
all
you're
alone.
Your mind is reeling because there's 2.5 inches of ice over this thing.
Can you start melting some of the ice? Do you have any way to create heat?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what we can do about melting it off so we could get close enough to crack the remaining.
So Hart doesn't have wood to start a fire,
Right.
but he can produce heat with the frictiony way that he was doing before.
Well, you also didn't we decide that you had a small arc that you basically were able to build with the tech stuff because you were using it to start your forges earlier,
The
Right.
aqua.
like a little cutting torch kind of thing. It's not a
Okay.
lot, but it's a little.
Yeah. Okay, so he'll do is he'll take one of the pieces of portcullis that he had.
This form. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's you feel heartened in a way, ha ha ha, in two ways. There's basically a pool of water that's forming, but in the middle of it you see submerged under the surface of the water is a tiny pool of limb.
Oh, cool. Let's melt some more.
Well, as soon as the internal whatever the creature is inside begins to emanate her own feeble amount of heat, and so the melting process amplifies to the point where there's probably about 20 gallons of water spread over the ice around her feet, and about a gallon of the limb.
Okay.
Start tumping back, and he's gonna hand her the large cask that he had, that he was holding his own limb in.
Okay.
Don't touch.
I won't.
So as you guys are talking, the form inside the ice is kind of like the old how many licks does it take to get to a Tootsie Pop? after a few minutes, it literally will shatter the ice around it and shake violently to knock the pieces loose.
Is there any solid pieces of limb that fall off?
No,
Okay.
no. If there is any, it's encapsulated in the ice that had imprisoned her, and so it's only when the ice is melted that it separates.
Hello, friend.
I can breathe. Oh, how long have
What languages do you have, Kara?
I have common. Well, I don't know. My world's common.
Heart, you'll be able to understand her. it's an archaic form of Eldrin that she's
Okay.
speaking. You of was those elves that you ran into at the crossroads, the ones that tried to capture you and you basically beat them up. The 6 of them that you put inside,
Ah.
because they had come from Inandara. So,
Hmm.
but
Do you understand my comment at all, or can I produce her comment at all?
yes, as a matter of fact, it's actually kind of an interpolation. It's like if you know
Old English versus English,
yeah,
or Middle English versus English.
yeah, Middle English versus English rather than Old English, because yeah, you wouldn't be able to translate that at
So
all.
there's a lot more cognates.
Right.
They just sound weird.
Yep.
Okay. Hello,
her eyes
friend.
her eyes blink, and she seems to regain a little bit of focus, holding her hand over her eyes for a brief moment as the lights and all the moving
Oh yeah.
objects are she's adjusting.
Yes, yes. Also, for clarification, when you look into the sky, you see nimbus. If you see sky, although the picture behind me shows a blue sky, it's actually
Mauve.
yeah, mauve, and in evening time it goes to a darker purplish color. And there are no stars, so there are no ways to reckon at night, if you will. But for the reason why I mention all of that is that when you look up, the angles of the stripes are not right. You remember them in a certain way, and they have radically moved. Also, the solar body is.
Does Hart remember the stars?
Hart does not remember the stars, but he does remember a blue sky.
Okay.
So she looks up to the sky, and her eyes go a bit wide. She hasn't even really put her eyes onto Hart yet, because that will be a shocker for sure. And she
There's probably been a long period of time from when you went into the ice.
You're answering a question you can't understand, sweetheart. Gene.
Oh, that's right. I can't understand. Hart, what did she say?
So
What happened?
So describe yourself so she knows what you guys look like.
Okay, I am
Hello, Freya. By the way.
Yes, you're not John. This is Alden. You're Freya.
I know. I would get this.
We know you.
I am Okay, Valara is a very tall woman, very broader shouldered, strong. She's wearing all furs basically. She doesn't have leather on. She carries a walking stick that's wrapped with furs in the middle and fastened down. There's two big bows on her. One is a string bow and the other one is a foot bow. She carries two types of quivers. Those are carried crosswise on her back, and a big backpack. And basically dressed in all furs. There's just nothing but furs. Except there is some sort of mask over her face that just shows her eyes and her nose tip. Not the tip, but the nostrils are not covered. And she has to pull it open a little bit when she speaks so that she can talk. Otherwise, it covers the lips too. The mask. Yeah.
So anyway,
Hart is 3-segmented body, kind of cylindrical. He has a round base that's smaller, a larger rounded chest section, and a head on top that has a single eye slit. He has the 6 legs, though they're not quite as spider-like as the one in the
hey,
picture,
you got
I
me
think.
right at the beginning of a game. What's going on?
And he has 6 arms, 2 that are articulators,
I
2
did.
that are
We
like
also play
a
on
forklift
Thursday
sort of
nights, we
thing,
play at 6, but that's
and
okay.
2 that
Big deal.
are bladed,
Yeah,
though the blades
doing
are
fine. Matter of
retracted.
fact, I'm going to go in a mid shift tonight.
Chainsaw and a
shift, so-
radial saw.
Yeah, so I'm going to get a half.
That's on
half
one
day tonight.
arm. The other one
Yeah.
is blade-like sides.
Okay.
No,
Um,
I stayed home. I was sick all the
He's
way through. I
carrying
just made
a
sure to
large,
take enough time so that I wouldn't have
like
any symptoms when I go
big
back.
metal door from what looks like a an earthen military facility that's
Yep.
slightly bent at the top, and
Yep.
he has a
So
handle
I'll talk
attached to
before
the
I leave, 'cause
backside
I
so we
don't
can
leave
use it as
until
an
after 10, so I'll
oversized
call you.
shield. He's holding that in his back arms right now, and his
No worries, no
actuators
worries.
are the
Thanks.
ones that
I
are
appreciate
working
it.
with
I'll call
you
you back.
to radiate the heat into the metal pipe to unfreeze you. And on his chest, he has a. I don't have a picture of the symbol, unfortunately, not online, but it is a rune that is shaped like a heart, and it looks kind of broken and scragged, but right now it's just kind of acid etched into his chest plate, but it's kind of like got burns on it because there used to be something better there.
There's
And then
they're like what basically would look like weld points.
That were ripped off.
And also climbing out of the vehicle is too dissimilar from your original form. Go ahead and describe yourself, Freya.
I am a female elf of Urkin. A female Urkin elf. High elf.
Okay, urchin is the word he's
Urchin.
using. But
Urchin.
he's of high elf or Dayan. Actually, on my world, it's called Dayan Eldrin culture.
I am a sorcerer, a wild sorcerer, currently on a mission of her choosing to find a way
Well,
to
just
save-
just give what you look like because
what do I look like?
you haven't had the conversation with this other.
Okay.
being.
I look. Let me see. I have red hair, like fire. Eyes are blue and purple. Red lips, cheeks that are
Rosie.
rosy.
Very rosy because of the cold.
Yeah.
Dressed in furs.
Dressed in fur, and she has a silver suit that has NASA on it.
Are you wearing that?
The silver color.
Yeah, probably at the collar. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. In deep thought, but also very immature.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes.
Okay, so now Kara, describe what you look like now that the ice has melted off of your gear.
So Kara is now is a tiefling of Leviticus's heritage. She looks almost like a elfin lady with horns, very, very pale, almost like a frozen corpse in terms of her skin color, as well as her eyes almost seem lifeless. She wears scale mail. She wears traveler's clothes underneath it. She doesn't seem to be wearing many additional clothing for this sort of weather. She seems pretty ill-equipped. Yes. She has a shield on her back, and she holds a long sword in one hand. The long sword is, I think you described it earlier. Do you want to describe it to Freya?
Yeah, it's basically got the to a broader blade at the tip than it is at the handle.
Okay.
And it has all kinds of infernal markings all over the outside of it. So although the blade is crystalline and almost looks like it could break in a second because it looks like it's made out of ice, the dark, rather dire-looking markings on it seem to be holding it. Clear. Like ice.
Is it like clear ice, not like foggy or anything?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Like clear ice, but the black lettering is kind of smoky in where it comes in contact with the ice, almost like the blackness is holding the ice together.
Get one of my pictures of Freya.
That looks like magic.
Yep, that definitely looks like magic.
Yep, he's ready to.
And then her hair is icy white. If seen from a distance, it would almost look like icy spines, but up close, it's looks of mostly regular white elven hair. She's fairly tall. Definitely been on the skinny side, especially after however long she's been in there.
Hmm.
Um,
You're
and
well preserved.
yeah, and
Yeah, you don't look a day over 126.
she is very distraught currently. She's looking up towards the sky, seeing how much closer the planet is and the differences, the obvious differences, and it's starting to all settle in as it gets awkwardly quiet in the open air
Yes.
before she opens it. Oh, sorry, before she opens her eyes and gazes upon Heart. What is that?
Relax, relax. That is Heart.
Heart, help.
Actually, again, Valara, you keep jumping in and answering questions when you can't remember her.
Yeah, I can't understand. Heart, what did she say?
What is that? And he looks sad. His little eye slit goes blue.
Well, apparently she's never seen one of your kind. Why don't you explain it to her very succinctly?
As
Yeah.
Kara pulls out her longsword in defensive position, not directly ready to
Well,
attack,
that's
but
gonna be. What happened to the great sword that was in her
It
hand?
wasn't a great sword; it was a long sword, but she had it by the handle by both hands.
yeah.
She was,
Oh.
as soon as she as soon as she thought out, she basically dropped with the second hand from the handle. But she had actually taken the blade with both hands. That's why she had her hands on.
Heart's going to quench the hot iron in
Yeah.
the water that melted down and make sure they gather up the rest of the limb.
Yeah, she's using some scoop.
Oh, it's pretty handy. You just put your hand down. Remember, your hand it repels the stuff. So
And then I could just force it into the keg. lay the
yeah,
keg down.
it's a little more tricky than you think. So you'd actually have to dig into the dirt a little bit to get the angle right because
Yeah,
you can't actually push it up against gravity. It won't move that way, but you can actually eventually figure out how to do it.
Okay. So I have to bury the lip so that
Yeah.
when I force it away from my hand.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing that you will notice that while she's down on the ground doing that, her hand, which looks perfectly normal, she's taken her glove off and she's actually putting her hand in front of the little lake of quicksilver. It literally looks like quicksilver, like mercury. But as she moves her hand towards it, the mercury moves away from her hand. And so she's actually corralling, if you will, this silvery liquid into the bucket.
to answer, heart is heart, not tool.
I
And then he's gonna
can
put the far away.
understand this creature. Speaks my language. Can you understand me?
Yes.
That's good. Thank
It's
you.
just an organism.
Oh, also, Freya, you recognize it and can actually converse in it.
Hey, Grandma.
Nice. That won't go over bad. No, nothing. What could go wrong there?
What?
And who are you? You look much like my own kind. What is this? Is this monstrosity yours? As she motions towards
This
Hart.
Wow.
is a person. You need to respect him as a being of his own.
Heart visually slumps,
Right,
and his head droops a bit.
BP to Freya, however, though she jumped to your defense so quickly, that was well done. She just steps in front of him and says, "You leave Hart alone." Well done, Freya. Keep going.
Okay, so so you have compassion for this thing, this
Ah!
object. Person.
Good.
Heart's going to go over to Freya and pat her 7 times on the head.
Yes, it's kind of unnerving, this big monstrous machine, and how it uses its articulator hand to put down all 4 fingers at the same time onto the top of her head. But it's very methodical, and you almost hear it counting. 1.
Heart's going to walk away.
Hart, what did she say?
She called him a thing.
Yeah.
She feel like you feel.
Oof.
But don't worry,
she
I
walked
corrected
over-
her. And I'm like, okay, let me put on the camera for a second. I did this. No worry, I corrected her. Oof.
Good. Hart, you are becoming something different than who made you. Therefore, to me, you will be heart always.
Kara tilts her head a bit to the side and looks towards the elf. What is this human saying? That's not
She's
not a normal common.
she's speaking irregular common. She's somewhat earthling. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but okay. So for clarification, Freya, she is not speaking in uh, let me rephrase that. Kara is not speaking in current common. She's speaking in
I
an
know.
ancient form of common.
Oh, you're just gonna have to learn the new
Slang,
lingo.
bro. You gotta
Yeah,
learn
man.
that slang.
You gotta stop being a
gotta
boomer.
hit hip with the jive.
You know.
Heart, could you tell her that it is possible for you to help her learn the common of this place?
Oh wait, hey, do you have your box on?
Hard will tell if she asks.
She has the box. It's in her with her gear. She's not using it.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
she's
trying
finally
really.
She's
Hart's going to go over to the next nearest statue
Uh-huh.
and see if
Can
there's
you
any
turn on your
life
box?
signs from it.
It appears not. When you get close to it, it feels as cold internally as it is externally. It happens to be a Tarmakian, and pretty much doesn't look like it was dressed for the weather, even though they are covered with fur. Nonetheless, the thing's wearing a loincloth and wielding a huge monstrous battle axe, but it's frozen in a combat stance.
Too big
Hart's
of a
going
weapon.
to try to pick it up and take it back to the V8.
Oh, yeah, actually it's surprisingly light. It's heavy because it's made of ice, but the creature inside is basically rotted away to freezer burn, so
Right. He's going to try to bring it back to the V8
we can use it as power.
and then try to melt it to see if it too holds limb within.
unfortunately it does not.
Just smells.
Do we get the
Well,
battle
you
axe?
can't smell it.
No, it's actually a statue.
Oh. So what, was it like stone or something?
No, ice.
Oh.
Oh, it just disappears then.
It just melts
It's
away.
kind of disturbing, but when Hart tries to melt the hands around the axe or anything,
Uh-huh.
and it just melts right through, he gets frustrated, looks at it, grabs it by the horns, twists its head off, and then throws it out the back of the V8.
Nice.
Kara looks to Freya. From the looks of things, I think I may have been frozen for quite some time. Thank you for freeing me.
I didn't for you.
Your creature did that. Your companion.
Hey, person.
Friend
Come on.
Hart.
Heart is his name. Just call him Heart.
Okay, Heart freed me, and
Yes.
I thank
You should thank him, not me. I didn't do nothing. I just stand up for him as a person that he is. You go talk to him. I'm done. I walk away.
Okay. She will pass by Valara, giving her a little bit of a kind of a confused look,
Like
but
a help
heads
me
over
look?
to Heart.
The help me look.
Yeah, as she
I
goes
don't
towards Heart.
understand.
And she like kind of clears her throat to try to get Heart's attention from behind him.
Hart's currently tearing a Tarmakian limb from limb. An ice Tarmakian limb from limb.
Just
He seems to be oddly efficient at it.
breaking off pieces at the shoulders, the knees. Yeah.
He might be using his saw a little bit to shape something new.
He's an artist.
Miss Heart?
Yes?
And she bows deeply. I thank you.
You are welcome.
And
When he's done with their Tarmakian, all that's left is like a little podium with his heart-shaped symbol in ice, and then he takes it out of the V8 and puts it back down in front of the town,
Sure.
and then leaves it there.
Okay.
Heart, do you have a moment?
I have many moments.
And some of them are good.
Very few, but yes.
Strange, that's for sure. But what has brought you here to this place, you and the others that you're with?
We look for the cache. For hands.
Okay.
Heart
Oh, and by the way,
needs
guys,
new hands.
by the way, guys, Capital is with us. He's one of our very staunch followers. So just want to let you guys know. So you
Isn't
call
he
out to
called
him.
something else too? If I'm not
Well,
mistaken?
no, I called him Captain by accident. And
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
His name is Capital. That's why I made sure to say it right this time. and
Yes, capital, that is here. Capital, very.
Yeah.
we
Good.
also
Invite him aboard.
yeah, that's true. And the Rainbow One is with us. Ryder Obvious is with us. We got a whole crowd today. Yeah, excellent. So,
Excellent.
Be better to play than to observe.
yes, they
Let
are.
him watch. It's
uh,
okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
So, Heart,
Yes.
is there anything I could do to repay you for freeing me from my prison?
Live well. Come along. Help Heart.
And technically, she paid in a way because the limb is definitely gonna help you get the V8 moving.
We need to go exploring.
Sounds
Me-
good, Heart.
Do you know where the cache is?
I don't know what you mean by cachet of a sort. I was here looking for a precious item to bring back to my people, based off of rumor and bard legend, but an incident happened of sorts, and that's how you now have come across me. I do have something else I do have to take care of, but I can put that off to a side to assist you and yours.
If you assist Heart, Heart will help you.
All right, that sounds good. Heart. She puts her head down and starts wandering off and looking around a little bit, but staying close by.
You're not necessarily dressed for winter, are you?
I don't think she cares.
Yes, she's not responding in the ways you've seen other people with the least amount of clothes like she has.
Heart, well, what is that one's trying to say to me?
She says you are almost naked.
Not.
Okay.
You can't correct it.
Too hard.
Well, actually, you don't know that Heart said that.
Right, exactly. That's why
That's it.
that's what
That's
she's.
why I hate him.
I turned on
You don't know what Heart said back to me.
Remember,
So
he did say you can speak broken common, but it's not the same common, so it won't help.
Can I
this
say
is-
something about I can't even say it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Can you just turn on your box?
I would definitely, I definitely think that other one that's with you, Heart, is definitely special.
Definitely.
Oh boy. You have no idea.
Unique.
Back with a box. And she says,
The box is showing 12 hours of charge left because you haven't used it for
Okay.
several days.
yes. So she turns it on and says, do you understand me now?
And the female voice speaking a language you don't know is immediately followed with a male voice that says, "Do you understand me?"
The box?
Yeah, the speech coming from the box. It's a translator.
Oh,
I drink all my coffee already.
that sounds like a very special device indeed. Very useful for sure.
Yes, it has been, though I have gotten a small grasp on the basics of common, but it's easier to speak here. Are you? Do you feel cold?
No, I actually feel quite.
You have something on underneath that. No one wears metal next to flesh.
It's very uncomfortable, let me tell you.
No, yeah.
The
Let me
grease
tell you.
alone is. Ugh.
So you would have simple padded clothes underneath, or some regular clothes underneath. that's closely fitting to your body, and the armor fits over it.
Well, yes, I am a fighter of sorts. I definitely have something. I feel something different though, as of late. I was mostly an explorer, and she pulls out her pack and pulls up a rather rusty looking short sword, her old previous weapon, and kind of pulls it up and just drops it to the ground. That doesn't feel that weapon does not feel suitable any longer. It's something's weird in my head, and it's been way too long, I think.
Art will go over and pick up her rusty sword.
Okay.
Examine it.
He's
I'm
a rusty
sorry
sword to
that
his- Just gonna add it to his metal collection.
I'm sorry that I'm not speaking all that quite well. I am still getting used to
They've
being
okay.
able
By,
to
by the-
talk
by-
along with my thoughts.
yeah, by this time, there's been enough of a similar enough of a conversation between you so that you can kind of get over the rough spots and consider you all to be speaking common at this point. It's just that
Okay.
your form of common is a more antiquated version, so it's more like you're
But
using.
isn't mine also a very
It's kind of like you're speaking
it would be equivalent to you speaking
older than Latin.
I say. So it has evolved way far away from your original language. But you've been here now speaking it for a good 10 weeks. That's why you're able to carry on an actual conversation now.
yeah, again in probably elementary common.
Yeah, and
Well, welcome to our party for now.
Oh, someone's back.
Jacob.
There, I got it now.
he found us. I knew he would find us. I tried to explain it to him in
I
the.
believed in you, man.
And what? Who are we playing, Jacob?
Well,
What-
I kind of lied about creating my character. I was in a rush.
You kind of lied about building a character, so you don't have a character. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm starting right now.
That's okay. What?
Hey, ranger, a human ranger.
How about play a dwarf ranger instead? Give you some expansion to your play style. Does that work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And you're of a species known as the Grund, Grund, but you use the hill dwarf rules from 5th edition to
Can we
build.
just make him a Grim instead?
You would like that?
You know, cursory, just in case he happens to find a dwarf that's still living.
Yes.
Other
Yeah.
than that, Hart is going to try to look for some sort of entrance to the cache.
I'll go
there's-
with him.
There are 4 separate places, and the one that I went ahead and named your character for now, Rocky Winkle. Everyone calls
I love it.
Everyone calls you Bull.
Ha! Perfect.
Does that work for you for now?
Sure.
Then you can change it later when you come up with your own character name. But that way, at least we have something to call you while we're playing.
Axel Thunderfist.
What?
Axel Thunderfist.
I like Rocky Winkle. It's perfect.
Freya, you have no say in his name.
You
I
don't
have
have
no.
any say in this either.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But at least I use dwarven type names. Axel,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, but
Scout
I'm
and
agreeing with the
Axel.
DM, so
But Grund aren't the classic dwarves. You're thinking of the Grimm, the ones that live inside the mountains.
What are the Grund?
The Grund are surface-dwelling dwarves who can't stand to be in enclosed spaces.
They're the ones that trade with the hobbits.
Oh, cool. This, or if you'd like to rest, you can rest inside the vehicle there.
Vehicle.
Yes, the V8. She takes you over to the V8.
Well, it looks like an oversized wagon, but no horses.
How
Own power.
say that again? I think I misunderstood a part of that. Your comment again.
magic.
Call it magic because it is magic. That's pretty funny. I think you could call it magic.
So you must have a powerful sorcerer or wizard among your kind somewhere.
And he goes,
Yes.
Freya is bowing like mad, introducing herself very proudly. Yes, yes, we do have a powerful mage among us. Me.
Not Freya.
Freya is my name.
Very
Freya.
Lying and stealing is her game.
Well, I'm not
Very-
stealing anymore. After Dad said no, and
Well-
my death probably would have happened.
Kara
Your dad
takes-
abandoned you. He went to go get milk about 3 weeks ago.
And never
Kara
came
takes
back.
it
He
as
went to go get fish.
Kara takes Freya's words as truth and bows back. Oh, quite a what? Where did you?
Well,
Maybe
also,
it's Maybelline.
also, Freya, remember for you, magic is just what happens. It's,
Yeah, it's been always been part of me. I'm surprised you don't have. I'm surprised everyone else has been part of it. You act so weird and act like it's not exist unless you learn it. And it's like you don't, I don't know. People are weird.
Well, I appreciate the create heart as well. Then
No. Heart is a being that has been created by someone else, a father, as you say. Cool.
Where did you get that harm?
well, that was quick.
he's pointing
Art
at
has
another.
been looking for arms. None of these fit.
He wants
Okay.
a nicer set of arms.
Let's go below and see if we can find you arms. She says.
All right.
Well, let's go for Heart. He has found his way.
Okay, so as you move towards corner, looking like it literally might have frozen to death, is a small dwarvish form, also covered with about 1.5 to 2 inches of ice.
Scan.
Use
You don't scan. You didn't scan last time. You just go up and touch it.
defrost him. Just defrost him. Let's see what happens.
And when you get close enough, you can. It does.
Art's probably been trying to defrost everybody to see if any have limb in them, so he'd probably just go up and start
Right.
defrosting this one.
Right, and this one again also will have the limb effect, so you'll be able to collect another half gallon of limb.
Magic. Concentrated magic.
Ah, thank you, Grand Sorcerer.
You're welcome.
Who is Grand Sorcerer?
This
Heart.
Freya.
Points at Freya.
Freya can
Ha.
barely control her
Ha.
magic.
Okay,
Ha!
let's
Humorous.
let's go with a charisma check there, Heart.
Okay.
100.
What is Heart's charisma? I don't even know.
Let's go with a 10 just for now. Not that it
9.
9. Yeah. So, yeah.
Is heart okay?
Humorous.
Yeah, he's fine. That's how he talks sometimes. He has a real
Comedy.
I'm. I hope you can understand my words.
Anyways, let's keep on going. There's a person,
Freya is not a grand, powerful wizard.
and and when she says it, I
Yeah.
set off magic lights in my hand. It's like, oh, it's so dark in here.
So dancing lights all of a sudden burst
Yeah,
in the
that-
area. So the little space there is filled with light because the globes emit light in a 30-foot radius, and there are 4 of them up against basically the door of the structure.
So
right
Kara-
above.
Sorry, go ahead.
I say
That's about the best she
it's
can
right
do.
right above the form of the dwarf, who literally, as it's melting, looks like it's melting tears of the silvery stuff down onto the ground in front of it.
Yeah.
Ooh. She tries to catch those just in the bucket.
Yeah,
So-
and this is the person you want to get.
That kind of says she's not.
Yeah, exactly.
She is not.
Anyway, once you get him thawed out, the dwarf actually also breaks out at the last minute and shakes himself, and basically stands before you, albeit very, very rotted now. A whole group of skins attached to his hip where he's been out trapping.
Beak.
They're talking to you, Rocky.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah. That's exactly what he says. He looks up and goes, me?
Yes.
Yes.
Your friend. Speak.
That
He's very shy.
heart
Is he speaking common?
He
is
is.
that how I was, heart?
Worse.
Sir, Miss Dwarf, do you understand me?
Yes. I don't know. It's all fuzzy.
That's appropriate. It was
Ah.
fuzzy.
Did
I got
you meet
cold.
the creature?
Being that spoke to me as I was in the middle of
As you're
passing
saying,
from this life.
as you're saying that, your blade. So she actually lifts her sword out and looks at it, kind of funny because.
Yeah. She kind of stops herself
Did
mid-sentence.
the thing in the ice try to eat?
Well done, well done. Let's switch subjects here.
She goes back into Taryn. Hart, I think she tried to not talk about that blade.
We weren't talking about Blade. We were talking about the thing in the ice that tried to eat her.
Yes, but when look at she was sitting there.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, they refer to it as Terran once they do that.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
got
right.
it.
Oh. She changed the subject really fast.
I did not notice that.
You didn't.
She just
Okay.
spoke. Subject is subjective.
Did you ever turn off that box, by the way?
Oh, good point. Good point. That's hysterical. So you actually start talking, and you've gotten so used to not using the box that as you are finishing that whole conversation, you realize that every word of it translated.
Yeah, don't worry about her. She's a little bit special.
Yeah, she quite is the special one, and yeah, it's quite fuzzy like you, Mr. Dwarf. I think we both have been frozen for quite a long time. So Hart, about that cash.
What's his
Well,
name?
When you before you were frozen, what color was the sky?
Always been, and then you look up and you realize the sky is kind of a pinkish purple. You remember it being blue.
yeah.
Seems that he's been in here probably as long as you have,
She doesn't know what you're talking about as far as the
Kara.
I don't know how long what you're talking about is, but yeah, the sky was blue back when I was awake.
Yes.
And say, friends need not understand everything all at once. Friends trust.
Now who's she saying this to?
Me, you.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'm saying that to you.
Yeah, he leaned directly into you, so it was
right. It's just there's a lot of weirdness going on here, and something froze those two people.
Kara steps
That
up and
Is Nycos.
Kara steps up and interrupts. It's a bit odd to have a conversation that I.
Valara is what
Special.
is word?
Special.
Rhymes with tool. Starts with F.
A fool?
I can't remember the word. That's funny. That was cute.
Sometimes.
Thank you, Hart. You're
All
very
right, let's get
kind,
going.
if imprecise. I
Okay, so
I
the
get it.
dwarf now wants to go inside, and did you decide you are going to play ranger? Is that the class you wanted to play, Rocky?
Yeah, I'm almost finished. But for my character, for
Uh-huh.
natural explorer is mountain, and my favorite enemy is undead.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So the reason why, go ahead.
Almost finished. I just need to put in the personality traits.
Okay, so just make sure that you put in part of it. Find one of them that kind of fits with the idea that you're shy. This is going from adventure group to almost a crowd for you because you're used to traveling alone as a ranger.
So choose hermit.
Sure, that works.
Yeah.
So Kara gets Hart's words and has this expression like this smiling expression you give to a child as she gives that expression towards.
Raise kind
Yeah.
of thing.
he's 6'4" and 210 pounds of special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like that one guy from that one movie.
Visually, I see Valara more along the character of Bryn from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Just don't hold her mouse.
Yes, but after what Hart said,
Yeah.
for the moment, Kara is going to be seeing Valara as kind of
Special.
like it's something to help her.
Right.
type of thing.
Exactly.
There we go. All right. So the dwarf, go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
D20.
Yeah.
Wait, 18.
18 on the die. It's nice. What's your dex modifier?
2.
2. So that makes it a 20, or was it a 16 plus the 2? And the door basic handle is a big round knob, and it's got points on it, almost like a
Combination lock.
no, more like a compass. It's got a total of 7 points, and he rotates it around. And
She examines the door when she passes it by.
okay, go ahead. Do you have Arcana? No, you don't have Arcana. So it looks. Your idea of it looking like a combination lock is probably the closest you'll get because of your background.
Okay.
Does it have any writing on it?
It doesn't, but it's got. It looks like there were a glass frame around the door handle, but they've long since been either stolen or broken.
Hopefully this is cache. It did not say.
We'll probably be looking, and we'll keep on looking until we find what we can get.
Hart will lead the way down.
All right. She follows you.
Okay.
I'll-
You have to just barely 2 feet wide to go inside, so you
Okay.
kind of have to rotate through the door. Hard.
Yep, he's gonna have to scrunch.
Once you scrunch through, however, the space within is much larger. There's plenty of room for you to basically perambulate down the hallway. The whole one as you go downward, but you don't feel that kind of stumbling feel you do if it's too steep.
Yeah.
So it's almost alcoves every 10 or 15 feet. And the first one you come to as you're descending is broken. That you see the glass laying on the ground like shattered ice. The glass was too heavy for the frame and eventually broke itself out. But inside is it looks like a statue, except that it's completely clothed. Now the clothes are of very antique nature and like tailored to it at all, but the image within the statue within is faceless. And
Examine the statue. Oh, Hart, would you scan that, please?
as you go to inspect it, how in particular are you going to inspect it? Are you like picking it up and carrying it someplace?
It follows us.
Jonathan, I finished creating my character.
Oh, excellent. So introduce yourself then, and if you want to change the name, we can change the name. But introduce yourself. Give to them what you look like.
Yeah.
You got this.
Well, I'll stick to the first name, Rocky.
Okay.
But I'll change it to Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Rocky Evergreen.
Okay.
Evergleam.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's not bad. That's good. That's good actually.
Oh,
Nice.
What's
well,
your
I'm a
What kind of armor do you wear?
scale armor.
kind of hair color style? Do you have a beard?
A short one.
I bet Hart would make a good barber.
As soon as he gets fine manipulating hands, I don't think the radio saw or the.
I can do it like a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. If you make a mistake, there's a problem.
Good thing he has very precise cutters.
Precise.
Yeah, precisely. Chainsaw. And,
Chainsaw, radial arm saw.
Wherever he cuts, it will be a straight line.
Yes, but the head is not a straight line. It's not a box.
It will be.
That's what I'm afraid of. Oh.
Oh, careful there, Gene.
Didn't you know coughing was illegal these days?
Yeah, I know. I was just, I was. She does take a look at the statue in terms of the light. She looks at the quote unquote stumpy arms.
Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as if you come into contact with it, if you actually like touch it, the cloth actually collapses like dust.
Okay.
It's so old that it held its position just simply because nothing had interfered with it. But the statuary inside is ultra light. It doesn't seem to have any mass at all.
Is it metallic or stone?
Neither. It's coolness you would expect of rock. It's
Wait, what did you
Can I
say,
sense-
Gene? What did you ask if it was what or rock?
I said, was it metal first of all, or was it
Me-
stone of some sort?
metal or stone is what she asked.
Yeah, it's metal or stone, but it kind of rhymes with it, like styrofoam.
Nice.
Ha 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 ha.
Ah.
Oh.
Detect magic on this, please, Freya.
Sure. I don't have that
The
spell.
master wizard, I can totally see you saying, "Sure, let me look at that," and then you're just going to release wild magic on it.
Yeah, let's do that. Don't stick your tongue at me. That is rude, sir.
Not that I'm baiting you into using wild magic in this place or anything.
But no, I'm not gonna use wild magic, sir. I'm just gonna touch it and feel like if it feels
There's-
like
if you-
limb or.
Okay, so yeah, you okay. Good thing you use that reference because you actually have physically contacted it. It doesn't have anything of that kind of nature. As a matter of fact, as I said, it feels oddly warm, almost room temperature to a like inside of a house. There's no coldness.
Chicken it, Freya.
No, there is not.
Okay.
That's what she
I
says.
Is there
don't-
any
I don't
others-
need to
you
detect
said that there were
magic for this
other-
type of thing.
There's more. There's more of these down the hallway. We just like
Why did you try picking it up and judging its weight? Do you have that
Sure, I pick it up
capacity?
with one hand.
Do not pick it up.
as that.
You know-
It's not heavy. It's cumbersome.
Oh, because it's like there's no center balance and stuff like
Oh,
that.
it's, if there's more mass in the center, then the arms will actually move and shift.
Blue?
It's somewhat high.
Does anybody have tailoring or crafting as a skill?
Heart
I have
sorta
wood
does.
carving.
Oh yeah, Heart does.
I have sewing because we made our own clothes at home.
Okay,
Heart read all of the crafting.
I
and
do have a tailor's kit. Wow.
but yeah, there's actually a skill called crafting, I think, or guilds or something. I can't remember. Guild artisan, I think. That's a
Yeah,
background.
but
That's a background.
that's true.
But anyway,
I have a tailor's kit.
If there is, Heart has it.
so
Wisdom
42.
yeah, wisdom.
14.
Oh, wait, you mean on
You know-
a D20?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really build Heart that way, so
14 plus, I don't know what my wisdom
I
is.
see. We're joined by Grayson now too.
hooray!
Yes, sorry guys. Now that I understand this pin thing, it should be easier.
Yes, it'll be easier now that you know where to find the pins. Everybody's. We should have a pin cushion.
I got a 16.
Okay, anybody that beats a 10 can recognize finally that it looks most like a sewing form. It's literally a mannequin. Model.
Mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally a clothes horse. That's all it is.
I had a
The
14.
other statues.
Okay. As you go down the corridor, you'll see 4 more of these vignette windows and cloth and such. But they're
It's so old it just turns
right.
to dust.
Well around them. The last one of which, what are you playing? I like the question mark there,
That's his name.
Scott.
I'm gonna be playing
The
probably
quest-
a clerk.
Cleric.
No, he said clerk.
And he's an accountant.
You guys, I always have a hard time saying clerk.
Cleric.
Yeah,
Cleric.
It's like saying Cthulhu. It's 3 syllables. It's kind of hard. Right now.
Quiet already. What this?
Cleric is 2 syllables.
Just say
I
Claire.
know. It's okay.
Cleric.
It's okay.
Don't worry about how it's written. Just say Eric. Can you say Eric?
Eric.
Yeah.
Now
Just
say
like collect-
Kala.
Clerk.
Cleric.
Eric.
Clerk.
Claire.
Eric.
Good enough.
Hey.
Good enough. Good enough. Good enough.
It's funny.
Whatever.
Hart is
Okay,
teaching
what-
language.
Exactly. What species?
I am a linguistics specialist.
He is. He actually is. He's his avocation is accents and stuff like that. So he does a Scottish. We even got him
Lots.
doing an Asian accent the other day, which was really
Oh
funny.
wow.
It wasn't very good.
Disrespectful.
Oh, I like that thing,
All right. So
that symbol.
Oh.
species wise, trying to think of something I haven't played before.
Sorry, I'm trying to change my picture on the
Yeah, it's
picture,
fine.
but the
Yeah.
only way I could do it is just the video.
It's
Oh,
all good, man.
yeah. You can actually change it if you signed into Zoom, and then you could change your image.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't understand. Some of these people have this really big top to bottom picture, and all I can do is get this small picture.
Those are the reason why I've got the cool background is it's just an option.
Are you in a speaker
Travis,
view?
you
Are
were an R40.
I'm going to leave for a bit to change the.
Right click and edit profile picture.
Did you find him a dwarf ranger?
Well, I'm waiting to find out what Scott is playing because I'm going to put him in one of the windows. That's what I was-
Halfling.
Oh, excellent. A halfling priest. All right, so the last window, it actually, there's, the costume looks odd because it's lifted up on the upper corner so that it looks like it's got a hump on its back. It looks malformed almost. And
This one has a face though.
and it's
right?
got the round faceless head and a face that has a look of shock on it.
Hart's
Got
gonna
it.
tap the glass
Excellent.
gently.
Gently tapping glass coming from Mecca. Go ahead and roll a d20. Let's see how gently you tap the glass.
He knows what I'm going for.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, so I imagine he walks up to the glass and turns his head, looks in the upper, and then shoves it forward like a foot. Crash, and the glass shatters. And as it does,
Hart.
as the glass shatters all around him, the little figure that's literally on the back of the mannequin.
Oh, just to make it a little funnier, right before Hart does it, he probably does the very obvious like body language of looking around, like,
Right,
is anyone watching me?
right. It should be safe
Bang!
here. Yeah, exactly. I can almost see the whole fourth wall too. He gets it all, looks it all up and down, turns towards the viewers, the camera, and smashes his hand through it anyway.
What the heck was that?
Gently, smash.
Yeah, yeah.
Hart. Why did you smash that?
Hart made accident.
So, question mark. Are we calling you Mark? Question.
Question mark.
That's very good. So, question.
Marquis de question.
So your friends call you Quest, or they call you Chun? Like
Yeah.
martial arts, you're Chun. Question
Going
mark.
for short.
Oh god.
Okay,
God.
so anyway, the little guy, all of a sudden, he had been captured by magics that held him in place because they were anti-theft. But all of a sudden, he's able to move again. But as he does, the clothing that he was coming in here to try to steal that were valuable in his time frame just fall apart under his hand. The statue falls to the ground, and you're looking up at this
What about his clothes?
his clothes are fine.
Hart, and you have his.
Magic.
Don't question it. It's
I'm
not important.
questioning it.
It's not important. You're being crazy.
No, she's saying question it, and all of a sudden question's going, hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi? How'd you know my
Who?
name?
Who are you?
I Hart. You friend?
Well, yes. Good mark.
Hello. Question mark.
Barlayer crows with laughter.
Hey, no making fun of names
Question
there.
mark.
They're rude.
He is gonna look up Okay, I'm assuming.
A better term to you, it looks like a metal octopus with all the arms and legs that it's got.
Okay.
This is Hart.
It
He
looks
is
like
a-
the picture that I have, except that the head is on top instead of coming out of the chest.
Halfling, don't fear. That is a friend.
Person.
Heart
have-
is
Of course.
friend.
Just for clarification, Mark, that voice that you just heard came from a devil.
I basically. Okay.
A devil turns to you and says, "Don't worry."
He's a friend.
It's a friend.
I am basically gonna make this sign of a cross and
Nice.
try to ward this.
Are you human?
Wait,
He's a halfling.
are you a Christian too? Valara asks, and she says it in Terran. And you don't know Terran.
Hang on a second here. Question mark. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
You
alright.
might have seen a Bible.
That's what I'm going to. The Black Book of Destruction. It's the antithesis of every clerical body on the planet, as far as you know. It's said to be able to kill gods.
That's fair.
I
Almost
look at,
did kill one.
I look at Valara.
Almost.
You are a god slayer.
No, I worship the god. I worship
Why?
the supreme being.
Ugh,
Uh,
classic humans.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you always go, "Oh no, it's a monotheist."
Wait. Heart remembers rule. Among friends, talk neither politic nor religion.
Actually,
That's a
politic or religious, because you're using that
Well,
verb form.
So did question mark actually understand her though, because she was speaking Terran?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just very confused.
Well, should be.
Yes.
what? Okay. What iteration is this?
And
now?
now you just floored everybody, because no one even knows. You guys don't even know what iterations are, do you?
So,
Me and Valara spoke with Ling. He kind of let slip.
That's
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but that's only the
Four-eye
vague.
or
Yeah, it's only vague, and
Yeah.
so you wouldn't think to
Uh,
ask that question per se.
Okay.
Heart
And
doesn't
he
have
is-
any memories intact.
No,
from
no,
that
no, no, no.
iteration.
Don't get me wrong. Question is perfectly fine for you to ask. They just all should be giving you blank stares.
We
And
don't
he's speaking
know.
Terran, right?
In the past, there was a gateway to Nycos, and you were basically trying to getting locked away.
Leviticus? Leviticus?
The Vistas.
The Vistas, that's it.
Yes.
She was calling him Leviticus a minute ago, and I knew that wasn't right. So yeah, it's Leviticus.
That's from a different book.
Well, no, that's from the God Killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
The Vistas.
Also, Rocky would probably know.
So he's speaking a form of common that I do understand.
Yes.
Okay. You know of the path to another realm?
No.
Question was kind of looking for it, but not for the reason you would like.
I was looking for a gateway to another realm, as you say, but unfortunately, I got stuck before I could find.
Well, what color was the sky when you last looked at it?
To me, it was blue.
no. Question.
No, question. Because
Right.
I'm speaking in Terran right now.
We're
Well,
questioning
no,
questions.
I'm just giving a example.
So would it be?
It's normal. It's mauve to you. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's always been, as far as you know.
So what's the purpose of you trying to
Hold on,
find
guys.
this path?
Wait. Oh crap!
That's
Oh,
that's always a great phrase. Oh crap! You actually were looking for a gateway to the infernal realms because you had a cousin who was taken by a devil.
Oh. Haha.
I was searching for my cousin who was imprisoned by one of them, and I point at the devil.
That's actually who asked you the question. That's what's really funny.
Me. I am not saying you personally did. I'm saying my cousin was taken by a devil.
Which
You
devil?
took his cousin?
I did not take anyone's.
Do you eat the little peoples?
Oh
You
my!
ate little people?
By Levistus' wrath.
For the record, I don't know what's going on.
No, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it.
For the record, neither do I.
We're
And
just
no, and
we're
it's
just messing around.
okay.
Which-
I hear in Jacob's rendition of Rocky a little bit of Eeyore. I don't know what's going on.
Question mark. Which devil?
Would I?
You have
No,
no
you
idea.
just
You don't even care. There's only,
No,
as far as
it's-
you're concerned, with the fact that you cross yourself and such like, as far as you're concerned, there's only one devil.
Art, what's this talk of devils in hell?
The
It's,
only
Hart does not support religious talk with friends.
I pull the ladder by herself, and I whisper,
While
"It's
you
the
guys are
doors that we
talking, I'm
opened."
going to explore a bit.
You're just going to take off walking? Is what you're saying?
Can I? I'm gonna pull. Can I pull?
Hart will go with Rocky because he doesn't support religious talk with friends.
So question mark. We should get moving, but I do hope that your cousin comes back in one piece and sane.
Don't you mean our living piece? Like, if
Oh, pieces.
or you,
In one piece and in one mind.
Rocky, don't worry. Taps
well,
quest.
for my,
I
well,
know.
for
No,
my character,
I know. You tap questing mark on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry about it. It could be worse. He could come back as undead. In which case, I'd have to kill him."
because the reason why, because my character has
I know.
a favorite enemy.
I know.
Undead.
I know, Rocky. I know you. I can imagine you actually walking around telling everybody that. By the way, you guys see any undead? I want to kill them.
Oh, hey!
Yay, Documancer!
Oh my God, we're getting people.
All right,
Most popular campaign online.
definitely. So, Miss Documancer, what character would you like to play today?
Let me look at my spreadsheet and I'll give you an idea.
That's
Ignore
historical.
me.
That's historical. Until then, we're going to ignore her. Okay.
Jeez, we've been thawing out people left and right.
I was gonna say.
I'm so
Go
glad
down
we
on
came to a
somebody.
town that's full
You know,
of frozen
you
people.
realize what you found.
You.
It's
Just like-
it's
just-
the mall.
Hey,
We've
at
gone.
least-
We discovered the last mall.
We
The
need
Mall
more
of
limbs
Adventures.
to fill our car tanks. So some hands.
Some hands.
And his arms are weapons.
I kind of want a new
Okay,
orb or
so-
staff or something. I think I go for a new orb.
All right. So you're heading further downward, down this nice smooth sloping passageway, and it's got
What level?
level 1, of course.
one.
Sure, I thought so.
Yep. Always.
We all fear.
We have a ranger, a cleric, a fighter, a wild mage,
Sorcerer.
sorcerer, a wild sorcerer,
And a heart.
And heart.
heart, and then
A scout.
a dwarven ranger.
And a
I'm
warlock.
kind of like a scout ranger.
We kind of need a frontliner besides
I'm
me,
a
I
frontliner.
guess. No, you're a headliner. That's a different thing.
So somebody tanky or
I got a shield.
Sure.
And medium armor.
Heart's pretty tanky.
Yeah.
What is your
So-
class,
We-
though?
Heart is literally as tanky
Heart
as you
is
can get.
heart. Heart does not have a class. It depends
Heart is heart.
depends on which arms you put on him. Because if you gave him all military arms, holy crap.
So,
Your jokes are great.
so you need
I love
more
it.
of a DPS?
Yeah. Well, no, we got some DPS too. It doesn't matter. Play what you want to play.
yeah.
We're not
Go
playing
where
with
you
fighting.
want to go.
We haven't really saw
Do
that
what
many
you wanna
battles,
do.
to be honest here.
I vote bard.
Oh, I do have a bard, actually. Her name is Peekaboo, and she's a halfling.
God,
Perfect.
another halfling.
Perfect. So question mark. You were traveling with Peek Abu.
Oh, God.
who doesn't remember where she came from.
That makes
Perfect.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because his name is question mark.
Her name became Peekaboo because she believed that she appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, nowhere. There we go. And she's,
I know where that is.
Well, that's because she is now here. Think about it.
You're so
Yeah,
pretty.
now here translates as nowhere.
Heart does a neither lifeline scan.
So,
And finds wrapped up in a rug at the bottom is a frozen little halfling form.
Another halfling, huh?
Yeah.
Good thing we have big wheels.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
this
actually,
what
we
happened?
do. We got a nice ass car.
Lots of room.
Hey, yeah, you
Yep.
left. I just realized that you left the V8 in the parking lot.
We turn off the engine.
Hart takes out a little button from his pocket and clicks it.
Chirp,
Beep,
chirp.
beep.
so
Okay,
That's the first thing he's going to have them
are
to
you going to
recreate.
defrost this heart? Please,
Yes.
thank you.
What?
Hart's gonna cradle the halfling to his chest and then try to warm it with a I don't know.
Wow,
Yes.
clearly, the very gesture itself was heartwarming.
Yes.
You know, you're not
He
gonna
stole it
try to
right
eat
out
this,
of my
right?
mouth.
You're welcome.
so
Peekaboo has blonde hair, blue eyes, one laugh line underneath her eyelid.
Oh, so you're not, so in other words, you're not a really good comedian because you only get one laugh line.
Uh-huh,
But
exactly.
One
But
good one.
One good laugh line. So she looks childlike, but has seems to be for a halfling looks a little bit on the older side. And
Okay.
she's in petticoats.
Oh,
Ancient
nice,
baby.
nice.
Oh my God.
You guys now have Shirley Temple traveling with you. Toot, and I can toot and flute. Ain't I cute?
May I have a harmonica as my
Yeah.
yeah.
Same time?
No.
Yes.
She's got
Yes.
very.
Wait, you could put 2 in your nose and then
Oh no.
yes.
Oh, please God. Stop it now. Stop
Kill
it,
it,
Hart.
kill it with fire.
so
Nice,
Exterminate.
nice. Okay, so
So Hart will carry the halfling until it wakes up.
yes.
Until
it's warmed
until
up.
we
Well, actually, she's a performer. She only has to be carried until she warms up. Get it?
ouch.
Hart drops.
I
the
am on a
note,
roll.
the
This is
ground.
awesome. All right.
No,
So
you're
you
not.
finally make it after all that says reliquary in huge letters. And then above it in smaller letters of gold it says caches reliquary. So it's
Ooh.
Does the small
their
sign
cache
actually
is
go?
now been formalized as somebody's name, so we can get away with pronouncing it caches.
No, we saw that was the proper pronunciation.
I know.
Is the letters actual gold or
Yes, the letters appear to be. Are you going to climb up on the building to tear it down?
wait? How high is it?
It's about 18 feet to the top of the letters. 'Cause it's a 10-foot tall doorway. When I say doorway, it's actually like a cavern entrance, except it's finished, so it's rectangular in shape. The other thing that's interesting is that inside of the archway, at the very terminus of the archway, you can see a silver line of material running to the left and the right.
The
And-
silver lining.
Yes, and it goes all the way around the entrance space. But inside, more importantly, you can see carpeting.
Hart
Well,
will walk through.
actually,
Wait, Hart, hold for a moment. Archmage Freya, can you make sure it's safe to enter? It seems a little
nice.
too easy.
Oh my God, that's
Hart
hysterical.
rolls his eye.
Archmage Freya. Freya is living the dream right now. Somebody called her. Somebody called her Archmage. That's awesome. Get
look
it?
at
You
your
come to
eyes.
it. No, you got to get the point of this. That was a very good pun there, Kara. So you get a BP because she
That's
said
very important. Remember that. Write it down somewhere.
At the top of your character sheet, usually just put the
Okay.
letters BP and a little hash mark. You'll catch up with lots of them over time. BPs are blessing points. They basically act kind of like an inspiration point, but they're more powerful because you can actually use an inspiration point, a BP, in order to make me reroll.
Oh.
If he's doing too good, you gotta
You can use it to
no.
re-roll
No.
any dice, basically.
Kara, you have an inflated idea of what
No,
Freya-
no. The punt. You guys got.
to tell her.
Okay,
But she-
but calm down. But the point is that where is she telling her this?
At an arch.
At the
Yeah.
end, she inflated her ego, but
And
so,
now you know the secret of how to get BPs.
that's one of the ways. Another way is just to have a particularly poignant role play session where you actually have to go deep into the character and things like that. But,
I do that all the time and it never works. But
Ah,
puns,
You do too many
it
times.
works.
excuse me, you've gotten don't not
Yep.
That's not true.
you have gotten some. But
And I've got them that
Or
way.
you
Heart
just-
goes through the arch.
Wait, no, but heart.
Heart sallies forth bravely.
okay, so he crosses the barrier there, and as he's crossing the barrier, and Freya is moving forward to check out the magic, and Valara is reaching down with her modified hand to check out the silvery material.
I'll do something at once.
Valara, yeah, exactly. Valara gets to make a Dex save.
16 plus something.
Okay, so you put your hand down there, and as you're about to come in contact with it, you feel the
3.
fingers, you feel the fingertips respond almost like they get warm. But more importantly, a tiny red light goes.
She blinks and then she covers that eye, and does anybody see a bright red flash?
Like a laser.
No. While that's going on, Hart, go ahead and make a Constitution save. Okay, and Freya, what are you doing as you walk forward proudly to show off your magic ability at this arch?
I just activate magic lights and have a look at it. That's it.
Okay,
No, I gotta touch it.
that's your second use of dancing lights. Is that a cantrip? I can't remember. Disperse from.
I send them
her-
in and then have a look at it.
Okay.
Just not touch it like what she's in. I'm kind of watching what happens to honestly.
Okay.
I
and-
purposely did not touch it. I moved my hand near it to see if it would be
What?
repulsed.
Right,
The same.
and the little red light went on. Hart, what is a hex pattern grid across the archway, and you can see it twist and contort as he walked into it, and it actually bows around him until it reaches a critical point, and then there's a you're simply big enough you walked right through it. Just
I'm glad you went through it first, but
and you also gain 3 percentage points of energy.
Nice.
That looks. Heart, are you okay?
Heart
He's a big
feel
robot.
tingly.
He's a big mechanical creature. He'll be
He's
fine.
supercharged now.
No,
Freya, this surely is some sort of enchantment on this arch here.
Heart is fine, and don't call him Shirley.
Tempo. I'd like to be called Tempo though.
no, that would be Peekaboo, who's still thawing.
So
What did your magic tell you what this was, Freya?
Yeah, I can see you walk like 2 steps, and there's a little spark again, and you glitch like for a couple of seconds as you're shaking it off.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen such a magic before. It's very interesting. I kind of want to take it apart. Right now, we need to focus on what Art needs.
Freya, focus.
Yeah. By the way, Peekaboo now has Shirley Temple hair from the electric. Yeah, she's being carried, and so now she's got the beautiful curls from the electrical blast she took.
Freya, is it safe for us to pass through?
Looking at Shirley.
Valara should be careful.
Peekaboo.
I believe that it repels
I think
technology.
we're okay, but anything that has metal might be a problem.
I wear lots of metal.
Not metal, technology.
Be
But
right back,
technology has a
guys.
problem.
Okay.
okay,
Valara, you may want to leave hand outside.
I can't.
Why not?
Nice.
Yeah, actually, I can imagine Hart actually doing that, reaching over, grabbing one of
Look
his.
at it, Hart. It's got skin covering it.
So
Have
I'm
you
gonna walk
tried
in.
the detach button?
Okay,
No
walk in.
detach.
Wait,
guys,
I'm gonna do magic armor on myself
Guys.
first.
Guys,
one at a time.
Alright.
Freya, don't worry about doing the magic on that yet. You can do that in a minute. Right now, the conversation is going on between Valara and Hart.
Okay.
Hart actually dismantles one of his shoulders and pulls an arm off just to show how easy it is. He says, "Just take it off," and puts his arm back.
Hart, I can't.
Then she's pointing. Now she's pointing at her hand, and you see it's contiguous. It's got flesh on it, and so Kara and Question Mark and Peekaboo and Rocky should all be staring at Valara because this entire thing makes no sense to you. To have the robot suggest you take off an arm.
I thought I was
Hearts?
thawing. I thought I was thawing out.
We're done.
You
Well,
yeah, you're
Alright.
Microwave.
So-
you're
you
So-
had a bit of like one of those heart things that woke you up when you walked through when you got pushed
Oh,
through that field.
yeah. If you
so,
weren't,
so
You feel
When it-
electrified.
after
This
I
month-
get when I start a
Oh,
Happy
the
birthday.
halfling's awake.
The halfling is born.
think about it, I thought out. I just thought out of snow.
yeah, and then they hit you with the microwave for a few seconds there. It's fine.
Hart raises her above his head,
I think only maybe
and a
Glenn
ray of
got
light
that.
falls down upon her.
I don't know the music for it, but I can hear it.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so
Okay.
seeing this,
When you're
Question
wandering in
is
the
going
mana.
to try to do his best to, while Hart is doing this, climb up on Hart to get a look at Peekaboo to make sure she's okay.
Okay, so
Good.
you actually run across the line without thinking about it to find out how your friend is. So, yeah, go ahead and make a dex to actually climb Hart.
Okay.
Well, does he seem okay as he runs through it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I think you broke whatever it was that was set there.
I hope not.
So hopefully I can cross with no problems.
Probably not. I rolled a 6 and my dex is...
You should have at least a +2.
Yeah. So, yeah, he falls.
Yeah.
Basically,
Hurt is not a thing.
Heart is heart.
oh, here
Hart
we
is
go
not
again.
slippery either.
If you're not slippery, why can't I climb you?
You weak, son.
No climbing skill, says Valara.
Maybe you need more arms. Hart is looking for more arms. If
Mm-hmm.
he finds more arms, you can have the old ones.
I don't believe that's how it works. Hart.
Oh well.
For once, we
Yeah, it
agree
does.
on something.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And Valor.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
hi, Mark.
no.
Lisa.
Oh God.
Wait,
Oh,
no,
God,
What's particular,
okay.
guys? What's really funny is that our Friday group for a long time did have a Lisa who played with us, and so they would do that to her every week.
I have a Louisa as a character.
No, I don't think Peekaboo's a better one. Peekaboo's
13.
perfect.
So,
Okay,
All right.
she's always perfect.
Little halfling, what is your name?
Peekaboo.
Welcome to
I
our
see
small
you.
home.
Did I misunderstand you? You said peekaboo?
yes.
Yes. I have no memories, so my name is Peekaboo.
Hart
Interesting.
covers his face with the lifter arms and then
Exactly.
uncovers them. Peekaboo?
Well,
Peekaboo?
I see you.
Oh God. Okay.
well done, Hart. Well done.
What was that you said, Evergleen?
I do the same gesture and peekaboo, and then when that happens, I cast prestidigitation, and sparkles go all around me. Like
I see you.
And you, and you.
All right.
Ah, she is also gifted with the magic.
Valara
Maybe
walks
she can
across
learn
the
her.
line.
Okay,
Maybe she
Valara
can
walks
learn-
across the line. She's fine.
Okay.
You're now
Uh,
within the
Assistance.
very weary feet. Yes, it's not decaying or collapsing. It's as if it was suspended in time or something.
Oh, that's not gonna last now.
That
Um,
never happens.
Freya, maybe this one looks like it's gifted with magic as well. Maybe she can learn under your prestige.
I'm very strict on who I teach, but it's okay. Don't worry. I'm sure she'll get it. We are born with magic.
Stop!
It is in us
Stop! Please stop!
all. No.
Heart circuits cannot take it.
Too much humor.
Too
It's
much
okay.
humor.
All right, let's go
Okay,
look for your
stop.
arms.
Guys,
Kara, you're going to be
guys.
so disappointed
Guys,
when you realize.
One at a time, please.
Guys, question mark was saying something. I'm just...
Oh, I was just saying, I'll be right back. I need to get a pencil real quick.
Alrighty, yeah, those really work on
Yeah.
our screens, so make sure you bring the white out.
Just
too.
push hard.
From basically 3 primary directions: to your left, to your right, and straight ahead into the dark. The sources of the lights are monstrous chandeliers. Now it's interesting because the roof doesn't seem to be, the ceiling doesn't seem to be much more than 20 feet in the air, but these chandeliers look like they're 16 to 20 feet high. So they seem to be into recessed areas in the roof, into the ceiling, and yet you can see the reflection of light on the ceiling. So
Okay.
it's kind of a
Quite
visual, optical illusion.
Quite a impressive place.
We're looking
like
for Hart. Why don't you take the?
I'm gonna look for a better.
Is there like a guide map saying you are here and arms are
Well,
this
about
way?
about 30 feet further in, there is, for lack of a better term, a pedestal or kiosk standing there. It's about 4 feet high, with a crystalline box, a clear crystalline box. It could be plate glass squares, but it's thick enough that it looks like it's made of possibly a crystal.
So just for my benefit, I'm having the internal vision of, say, like a 1940s mall.
Think more like 1980s arcade mall.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah, like this is right in front of, like, the when if you think about it, you're walking in front of the theater portion. So got that big area where you could put up stanchions or whatever if you needed to break the area up into lines or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
So this
Mark-
would
Mark
not.
will go over
So
to
this would not be a good place for Abraham Lincoln.
Well, it could be. You could have a place for there to be a great time with Mr. Lincoln.
All right.
Hearts will go over to the screen.
Towards the box.
Yes, the box.
Okay. As you approach, a head appears inside the box, glowing green. It's three-dimensional in that you can see where the face and the hair is and stuff, and yet you can sort of also see through it.
Hello, friend.
The voice says, "Welcome to Cachet's Reliquary. How may I assist your shopping pleasure today?"
Heart is looking for arms.
There is a small arms supplier on level 2. There is a armament repair facility on level 3. And there is an Arm E surplus facility on level 1.
What about hands?
There is a Hans im Glück game store on level 1.
What is this magic?
The face, and I didn't do it justice. The voice is female. Think more along the lines of the
The very sensual.
Have you seen the time
Welcome
machine?
to Walmart. How may I help you?
No, but it's more along the lines. The visually would look
Awesome.
really. It's got really red lipstick and pale on its cheeks, but it's overall kind of.
Madam, what's her face in the blurb?
Right, the one who's.
Where can
Or-
I find
doing-
some nice clothes
The
at?
one
What
that's
was it
doing
like,
the seance.
Lady Leona or something like that?
Madam Leona.
Madam Leona.
Madam, yeah,
Madam Leota.
Leota.
She left a note on the door said, "Sonny, can move back to the city." But that's.
Ah.
So if this place functions like your vehicle that is outside, Freya, you must be an expert in this sort of technology.
Freya
You're not gonna let
knows
it go, are
nothing
you?
about technology.
You're gonna laugh some more. Yes.
Kurt, he knows
I didn't
nothing
create
about.
this mall, so I'm not sure.
Freya, I have
This place.
question. Freya,
What
can
is-
you answer a question?
Secretly, yes.
Is lying like stealing the truth?
No.
Okay. He looks at the scar. Okay. And then he's gonna move off to find an escalator to level 2.
That was quite strange, Freya. What was he? That was that
No.
was strange.
Kara,
It was a
you
friendly
do not-
reminder.
Do not
I am reminded. Don't
understand.
worry. Why can I be happy? Anyways, let's
It's probably a first or second level sorcerer.
Level
Barely
non-existent.
Doesn't
I got that, Valara. It's okay, sweetheart.
she pats your hand? There we go.
She likes to grade
I pat
everybody
her on the head
these
7
levels.
times. I pat her on the head 7 times.
Nice.
She takes your hand.
Hey,
Oh,
calm down. I love you too. And I run away.
Okay.
You
Okay.
had better. I am
Okay,
getting
so-
tired of this.
So Hart is perambulating further into the structure.
Run towards Art.
His
She goes after Hart
his,
because he's going to
vision-
need.
guys. We need to. When I finish speaking or whatever, the next person can talk.
I'm
but
sorry.
we shouldn't be talking over each other because I can't give the full description if I have to keep stopping to answer other things. So
There is a raise hand option if you'd like to use it.
okay, that sounds good. If you guys don't mind, I'll try to keep track. I've got a little clipboard here, and I can keep track of whose hand goes up next or whatever.
How do you do that?
I think it's
It's the reactions.
You go to participants, I believe.
You don't have to do it that way. You can just go to the reactions down at the bottom and click the thumbs up or the hand. That way, it's not a different.
Yeah, like
menu.
that.
I don't see a thumbs up or a hand.
she probably has the window minimized.
It's not. No. So, what window are you looking at?
A big border to border screen.
And it's got all 8 images of the players, right?
Reaction. There's
Yes. There
you
you
found
go.
it. Found it.
one. Okay.
So let's use the hand, the whole open hand for wanting to speak next, and the thumbs up just for agreement. So that way
I
can
don't
get
see
past-
those at all.
You
Oh.
have to click on reactions.
Okay. Thumbs up says you want to speak next.
No.
the other way
Hands up.
around. The
Okay.
hands clapping means you want to go next because that's like raising your hand.
Yeah,
See?
and thumbs
Like
up is like
this.
you are good and ready to proceed.
Okay.
Okay, good.
What we're doing?
Okay, I'm describing right this second. So we're just explaining how to use the mechanics of the game to try to keep down the noise because now we're getting large numbers of players. It makes it easier for the group to work. So I isn't communicating with you to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. I've got Hart, then Kara, then Valara, then Question Mara, and then Rocky Everglora and Pikabara.
Wait, where's Freya?
Freya, well,
Huh?
that's because she is the Archmage. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. It's really funny. So.
What a nightmare.
Couldn't have gone better for Hart in any way. No. Alrighty, so we are, and that makes it Freya Fire Hara. There we go. It all works out. Okay. Anyway, the interior space, the direction to which he is perambulating is basically across the center of the floor. His visual scanner is like rotating from one side to the other, like he's looking for something in particular. The stand is here, and you were actually talking to it, so I'll back up a second because you were speaking to this head. Freya, did you have anything in particular you wanted to ask of or talk about with the
Machine?
the face?
Is there a place to get supplies for a journey and so forth, for food anywhere?
Accessing memory. Recordings by Journey can be found at the music store on level 2.
Ooh, music. How do you play music?
Accessing. Music lessons are available at the music store on level 2.
Food?
The food court is ahead of you.
Thank you. I
Hart,
walk.
you already got the information you wanted about
But I just wanted to mention that if anyone has seen, I imagine visually that this looks kind of like the scene from The Time Machine
Yes.
with the librarian guy.
Yeah, sort of like that.
It's a glass pane that when you look through you see a projection of a person, but it's just a head. Maybe not as newfangled.
Well, she would have had a body, but that would have cost her more, so she decided to quit while she was ahead.
Ha ha ha.
Kara.
Hmm.
What is this fell magic of which you speak?
Yes, this is all very, very strange. She's gonna do her best not to touch a single thing, but keep in.
So,
Oh,
were you
so
gonna-
she'll stay with Freya.
Okay. Valara.
I'm going where Hart is going because he might need help.
Okay, so you've scattered on.
And
scattered
I
You might
promised
need a
him-
hand.
He might need a hand.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
BP?
that's a BP for
Yay!
Finally.
cresting mark.
Alright, so I'm gonna stick very close to Piku, and I'm just kind of like,
To who?
look,
Peekaboo.
So, and I'm just gonna kind of look around and kind of survey. I'm really looking for where, like, any entrances might lead from this place.
Oh,
right in
they're all over the place. From here, you can see lights in 3 different directions. There's the 3 major halls out of this zone. So, Hart is meandering basically towards the central one of those 3.
Alright,
The rest are kind of gathered around this pedestal, looking up. In your case, looking up at this greenish face.
I guess I'm gonna follow Hart because he's probably the most inquisitive of the group that I know about right now, so.
Wow. Okay. Is it that it's inquisitive, or you're inquisitive about it? Which is your attitude towards it?
Hart
Yes.
is a person.
Thank you. There we go. Now we're all defending Hart. Yay! Well done.
Hart is making changes.
This is good.
He is
He's changing Nycos one person at a time.
both, like, he is inquisitive about, like, Hart's construction,
Wait.
but he is also, like, just trying to figure out where, like, he's at this point just trying to get the layout of where he is.
Gotcha. All right, Rocky,
Yes.
you're standing before the pedestal with the green disembodied head floating. Did you wish to engage with it, or are you just going to start following the group, which is about 60% of them have already started to wander across the empty expanse towards the central set of lights?
I'm gonna fire at it.
Going to fire at it with what?
My longbow.
Okay,
Why?
Why?
because he doesn't trust it. It's magic. He's not from here, and he's a dwarf. He's also underground, which is very uncomfortable for Grund. This is the first time he's been within an underground place, probably in most of his life. Go ahead and roll your attack, Rocky. Everyone else is like, what?
I'm already gone, so I can't be there to stop him.
Oh,
from
you,
it.
no, you guys.
Nat 20.
We all
Oh,
see it.
nice. Oh, yeah, you would all hear the bowstring. I mean, it would be like you'd hear the drawback of that bow, and it's like everybody's going, what? And you turn around just in time for him to. He rolls a nat 20, and it goes into that box, and the box implodes and then explodes. And so there's a sparkling of glass in that area, which means from. Everyone's going to put up a
And
hand.
Hart
Everyone put up a
walked off.
hand.
Just
Put up a hand if you walked off.
You
All
could
right.
use the reaction.
But, yeah,
Make it easier for me.
Yeah.
I won't though.
All right. So the rest of you make a dexterity save.
Well, Kara walked off with Freya, and Freya was
Well-
going towards the food court.
Well, I was gonna.
6.
I haven't had a chance to.
You haven't had a chance to act. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
What would
I
you
was-
have done?
I would have started kind of going in the direction where everybody was ability.
Well, they haven't. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they actually haven't made it to the lights yet, so we haven't gotten to the idea of the second floor yet, other than the fact that there are the hallways between them.
So once they would have started going up towards, I
Right.
would have broken off.
Right. So,
Theoretically speaking.
still, let's make it you, Rocky, and Kari, you said did leave?
I went off with Freya. I wasn't sure if Freya left or not.
I
It
didn't think
sounds
that
like she
Freya
ran
left.
off to the
I
food
did.
court.
Like, I went to go get food. I
Oh,
went straight ahead.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I followed her.
Okay, so everybody did leave except for Rocky. So as you guys are all walking off, he pulls his bow and nonchalantly shoots the box, blowing it up and spraying glass in every direction.
Hopefully,
But
right
Lara turns around
Did
and
the
says,
bowl stop?
The arrow?
Yeah, did it stop?
Oh, the arrow.
stopped.
The arrow. No, the arrow passed on through it.
Okay, what direction?
That to the right. So towards the third passageway, the one to the right.
Okay, as long as no one's in the path of the arrow.
Heart's going to go back.
Like,
Lara goes with him.
I'm still
What
walking.
in the name of all the
So,
Does the explosion affect anybody else?
no, it just no. It was. That's why I just verified. Everybody else left, and so literally Rocky was the last one that was there.
Why
Okay.
did you destroy that? In God's name, we had needed it. All it is an information booth that tells you where things are, and we need certain things.
While you are talking to
Don't-
Rocky, Hart is headed back. Kara, what is your reaction to the explosion sound behind you and the sight of the shattering glass?
She mostly just looks to Freya for what she thinks. She's kind of looking up to her as the party lead so far.
That's hysterical. Freya,
That's
Freya
horrifying.
is not.
That's okay, just-
well, you're not here, so
where are you headed? You're still going to the food
I'm
court?
still walking straight. I'd ignore it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm with her.
And Valara came back with Hart. Questing Mark, what are you doing when you hear the explosion?
I would look towards the store. I would head back because I would be curious what it was. So, unless I could see what clearly exploded.
Well, yeah, you everybody got a chance to see because I said you heard the bowstring. So you saw the box shatter.
That does not look safe. Maybe we better go.
Boo?
She's once she hears the explosion, she like almost as if it was trauma, ducks and covers and is shaking.
Okay.
See, now you're scared of child. Sorry.
And
Well, okay. So, while you guys can, right now the most attention drawing thing is Valara, who is basically lambasting Rocky. Yes, Valara.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. She
Yes.
gets right up to him and says, "What in God's name provoked you to shoot an information booth?"
Wait, that was the information booth?
That was an information booth. It told us what we wanted to know so we could go to the proper place to find what we wanted.
To you, Rocky, it was arcane magic, and it spoke with a weird
Well, let's-
accent. So
Let's hear what he actually
Yeah,
thought of it.
fair
I
enough.
guess.
Well, to me, it kind of gave off. No, I've been frozen for.
You have
Listen,
no concept of how
Do
long you
you
were
shoot
frozen.
everything you don't understand?
You are being cruel.
No, I'm
Yes.
trying to get this group to survive. I've already had to put up with Freya. I can't put up with another
Laura,
Freya.
when you get upset, you say things that are rude and it alienates people. There's a reason why we aren't as close as we once were. Please stop. Rocky,
To the left of you, you do hear a whirring sound that you didn't hear before. Almost sounds like the V8 starting up.
Rocky,
Yes.
that was a very foolish thing to do. That could have been a person. That could have been a person who had feelings. It did nothing to harm you. It did nothing to harm us.
It's
There was no reason to attack.
Trundling towards you on 6 legs are 2 structures that look kind of like heart, except instead of very hard and implacable arms, it has rubbery, extendable arms that are dragging on the ground.
Let's just see what they do. Just be
This
ready.
is not good.
Well, maybe they're here to clean up the mess. Robot vacuums, RoboVacs.
Rocky may be part of the mess.
Then step
They
out of the
have
way.
cameras, probably.
Art's
Okay.
going to step back.
Okay, as these 2 are coming forward, the rest of you have gotten within range for the lights ahead of you to actually switch from almost like a dormant state to an active state. There's lots of flashing. There's weird bubbly sounding music.
Archmage Freya, there's something weird going on back there.
There must be
I see.
20 boxes that are roughly 6 feet tall that all have crystalline faces, not too dissimilar from the box you saw before, except that instead of having 4 faces, it has 5 counting at the top. There's actually just 1 face.
I bolt.
You bolt.
We just wait. I just watch and see what happens.
Also, you're smelling the interesting and alluring smell of popcorn.
Oh heck yeah! See, I was right about the
You
food.
don't have the slightest idea what popcorn is.
No, I smell food. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, there is popcorn here on Nycos.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yes, remember humans have been here a whole lot of times, and humans can't stay away
Yeah.
from their popcorn seeds.
You just
Yeah.
need to cast radiation on an earl of corn.
You don't have to cast radiation. You can just throw it in a fire, guys. You guys, I know you guys are all young and use microwaves, but you don't.
No,
need-
no, I was making a reference every time Ralgrim casted Sacred Frame on it.
I know.
Anyway,
So,
yeah, you can smell different kinds of foods starting to cook ahead of you as well.
All right. Oh, sorry.
You know, we might be able to make this place as a base of operations.
Let's
If we-
see what
if we
happens
don't-
next.
if we don't destroy everything.
So the 2 articulated machines with the rubbery arms come forward, and basically the arms and the main torso rotate, and they are basically scrubbing and cleaning the floors as they move forward.
Cool, RoboVacs. Actually, they're more than that. They're
Rocky, you see these things coming. They seem like basically metal monsters. What's your reaction?
I think he left.
he bolted.
Yeah, he bolted.
Oh, did he bolt? Did you head
Yeah.
back to the main door?
Yes.
Okay, so you're back at the main door. And unless you've left the building, you're still standing at the main archway. You see one of the when they get away from the set of lights that were to the left, they actually separate. One heads towards the main doorway, and the other one is moving towards the center pylon.
If I may,
Sure.
just maybe as a thought that might help the situation, remember that you were saved and thawed by a metallic robotic thing, and he
Yeah.
introduced you as a friend and all that prior to this. So
Yeah, just remember you've got a friend. You've got a friend that is one of these
You
things.
got a
sort
friend
of.
in me.
it's not completely alien. You have never seen them before, but your one experience with them has been friendly and saved your life.
Well,
Are you avoiding it, or are you trying to talk to it? What's your plan, Rocky?
avoid
Okay.
for now.
Okay, so as you do, it just simply goes and cleans up to the very archway, and you'll notice that at no point do the arms ever pass over that silver line, but they clean right up to it, and every bit of debris is cleaned up in the area, and then it trundles over to the wall. And when it gets near the wall, 3 of the suction arms attach to the wall to a small panel that was there that was not really noticeable before. The other one is now basically doing a circle around the pylon, just cleaning up all the little bits of shattered glass and whatever.
And whatever. Okay.
And as it does trundle around, it leaves behind it tiny cones that are attached together at the top with a yellow thread, and basically walks a circle around the structure, and the lettering on it says "In common, out of order," over and over and over again.
Hart shrugs with all 6 arms and then continues on his way up to the 2nd floor.
It's reporting to everybody that knows the language. What language is it speaking?
It's not speaking anything. It's just written out of order.
All right, sweet.
All right.
Well, let's go get some popcorn.
I have.
The machines are basically off to the left-hand side of this widening hallway on the 2nd floor, but to the right-hand side you see more smaller archways. They seem to be completely coated with glass, like sealed off from each other by glass.
Okay. Did we come across one of these other heads? You said there was other kiosks.
Yeah, well, there's boxes. I didn't describe them as being exactly the same. No, they're 6 foot tall boxes. They only have one side that has the.
She goes up
glass
to
to
one. It says, "On what floor can I find guns and ammunition?"
The voice of the box says, "Glassjaw Joe, give it your best shot."
What? Hello?
Glass Jaw Joe, give it your best shot.
Yes, and as you stand there looking at it, all of a sudden there's a 2-dimensional image of a man with big, red, puffy gloves on his hands. He's not wearing a shirt, and he's wearing shorts.
All right.
Punch out.
Recognizes that you're in an arcade.
Oh no, it's a damn arcade. Okay, never mind. Thank you very much. Close down game.
Well, it doesn't. It just keeps repeating. No, it's a 1980s style. The boxes are motion sensor activated, and they don't shut down. They just run for a few minutes before they shut down.
Okay.
So,
She just moves on.
and
with-
then across the way, you see what looks like 2 AR-57. I'm sorry, AK-47 weapons mounted to the side of one of these machines by a cable.
Oh,
At this point, Peekaboo has decided to shake out of whatever she was in and kind of hurriedly goes along close to the group
Okay,
from the rear.
you can smell the popcorn, but more importantly, you also can smell chicken frying.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
We got visions now, babe.
Hopefully she'll find arms
Okay.
and ammunition. And
So
not
a
an
little bit
arcade.
farther down the hallway, you see a barren hallway of stone passing between 2 of these glass-cased shops, if you will. And this hallway has a big sign on it that says "Janitors and Safety."
She's going there.
Do not enter.
Hart, can we stop in there quickly?
For what?
Well, okay, I'll come back later. I
The
promise
armament and repair is up ahead
you. Okay.
on level 2.
Yeah, but where are you going? Armament and repair, or
Yes, because I need arms.
oh?
There was
okay.
also a weapons store, I believe, on level 2.
Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's
Okay.
go and find you arms.
That would be good.
All right. So you're continuing down the hallway, and sure enough, there is a place that above the door it says "Small Arms and Ammunition."
Small arms. Better than nothing. Okay. No, that's not what you need. Let's go find what you need.
Hart's
But
gonna look in the window first. because he does need small arms.
Right. So looking in the window, the only thing that looks like arms to you is behind the counter. There's a looks like, for lack of a better term, what do you call it? A handy tool.
So say this again. What does it look like?
A Dremel.
Have
It's
you
a motorized tool. that
Yeah,
you hold in
It's
your
on
hand.
it's on an articulation that's like an arm, but it's how do I describe it? It's the kind of thing where somebody else has to use it, but it helps to counter the weight, so you can go into fine detail.
Hmm. Does it have?
Then a hole and the counterbalanced arm. It's kind of like the microphone arm that you had at the store for a while.
Okay, but I do want to come back here because at least I can pick up a couple pistols.
Is that what is in there?
Yeah, small arms. Small arms are.
I don't know anything of what is
Right.
in there unless
Right.
John says it.
Right.
Okay.
For all we know, it could be small, meaty arms of men.
No.
I don't know.
Okay. The traditional shop that holds.
I know what you're trying to
Yes,
describe.
we know.
But he didn't find
We're
it.
waiting to see if John is actually going to describe it as such.
Okay.
Right. So what you see inside are rows and rows of empty shelves. There are cardboard boxes scattered across the floor. There are several places where there are, for lack of a better term, debris fields where it looks like somebody might have fallen and long since ago decayed. There are human beings that might have fought in here. There
They
are
must have sold toilet paper.
yeah, sign out front says pre-COVID sale. Buy now.
Ha ha.
Oh, and just to say, this is really weird. I started to smell popcorn
Right.
like a minute ago, and then I realized that it was my mom cooking popcorn in the microwave.
Oh, I bet that was surreal.
That was very strange for me. I thought I was having a stroke for a minute, that I was getting a little too into Nycos.
That's funny. That's funny. Welcome to Nycos.
I'm kind of hungry for popcorn now.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
So,
He does start looking at each of the shops.
so
that
while you guys are looking at the shops, Kara, what are you doing?
Well, I'm still with Freya. Freya, I think you should
What?
probably ask us together. I think.
Yeah, sounds good. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm walking towards the popcorn and the smelling food. So
And it's a raised platform. You can see into the darkness around that there are other kiosks and shops down below of various natures.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Go get some popcorn.
Yeah, I need some popcorn.
Exactly.
give me some popcorn.
Yeah. And from here, you see in the center are a group of windows open, and there is like a bar-like structure in front. Francis the
Right.
Chicken-Hearted, or hot dog house, hot dog on a stick. There's
Cousin?
As I see like images of food and of smells, I'm assuming of food.
yes.
Does my stomach catch up with me?
Yes, finally you realize that there was that angry central feeling that you couldn't quite articulate, and now all of a sudden it's that you ever had that growl, like when you actually smell something really good after you haven't eaten for a long time, and it feels like your stomach is scratching on the inside of your ribs? That's what you're feeling right now. That kind of feel.
Oh man. See, this is why I brought you. This is why I look for it.
Hungry.
Okay,
So
go.
Which of the shops do you want to go to?
I give her a gold coin. It's like, okay, go buy stuff.
Oh, that's this hot dog on a stick, and almost everybody's going, ooh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Do they
foul.
have dogs in here? Oh yeah, they do. Well,
Wait,
There's
Fried chicken.
the chicken-hearted place.
That doesn't sound as nearly as grotesque as a dog on a stick.
Right, and you guys are selling soft drinks.
ooh.
How
about
how
ice
is a drink
cream?
how is a drink soft? I must investigate this.
Is there any ice cream?
Yes, you guys are familiar with that too. There'd be a place where there'd be an iced cream shop. Yes.
Awesome. Let's go watch a movie now.
So,
So Kara goes up to one of the food stalls and
Pick one. Pick one. Tell me which one.
okay, she goes up
The one
to
that has the most sympathetic object image.
a
to you would
chicken
be,
stall.
No, well, no. No, to you, the most obvious one would be the Orange Julius because it actually uses, like I said, a devil's symbol holding up a soft drink.
So
Remember?
it's for your race.
You're like, oh, that must be owned by one of my cousins.
Sure, she'll go there. Hello?
As you approach, a automated, or rather mechanically acting, so it actually kind of moves, kind of like heart. An orange devil's head rolls forward on a machine, and from its unmoving lips, you hear, "May I take your order, please?"
Oh,
I'm back, by the way.
Okay.
and I assume it is it in like Valar's Broken Common or
It sounds like normal common.
okay, so it's a common I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
Ah, that's very.
Sorry, what's that order again, please?
What do you serve here?
Choose from chili dog, corn dog, Chicago dog. I'm trying to remember.
Oh no, the dogs again.
Yes.
I think
But
I'll find.
there's also large, medium, and small orange Julius's, and it shows that right up.
No. What is that?
You see a cup slide across the countertop behind the voice, and this foamy stuff shoots out of a tube up above it, and you hear this frothy until the froth reaches the very top, and you see it kind of floating there, and it kind of
like beer.
It kind of looks like it's like beer or maybe a
Mead.
yeah. The machine turns and takes its robotic arm and lifts the cup and brings it around and is about to set it down on the counter and says, "Please insert your card, please."
I have a gold piece.
Gold piece is not a recognized brand of card.
Freya,
Just force the cold coin into the slot. I want to see that happen.
Freya, she calls out.
Well, what's up?
This being is asking for card.
I pick up the drink and I drink it.
Well, you can't reach it because it's holding it back, waiting to get paid.
Oh, okay. Card. I pull out.
You have a deck of playing cards, by the way.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Slide it in.
Okay, you slide it in.
Add a little go to it with prestidigitation, and then.
Ooh, nice. You can use prestidigitation on it while it's in there. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh.
18.
Very well. It makes a weird noise, and a little bit of smoke rises out of it, and it says, "Thank you," and puts the drink down. There's smoke now rising from the little machine where you put the card.
I hope
Card, by the way, was consumed by the fire.
I hope
That's fair.
the person, as you want me to call them, is okay.
What?
You want me?
The head tilts a little bit and says, "Please, please place your order."
Oh, it's back to being weird again. I guess I can go for a drink. Let's try this. Maybe it looks somewhat similar to a drink from my homeland, but a different color. We called it a white tiefling.
Yeah, there's also that. There's also the lava blast, but it's actual real lava.
So she goes to take a sip.
Okay, and go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Oh boy.
Oh man, is it that bad?
Let's see.
No, it's that good. It's 4,000-year-old orange wine.
Orange Julius. I don't know if you've ever actually had an Orange Julius, But the very first time you ever have one, the first thing that hits you is the bone jarring sweetness that goes right to your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the fact that it's chilled and in a styrofoam glass, you didn't notice the chill. So all of a sudden you're reminded of all those years of ice.
Yeah, she would. She drops and starts to hyperventilate.
Okay. Let's go get some popcorn. It seems like this is not working for you.
Yes,
Okay,
let's
we'll come back to
try
you guys
that.
in a minute. Question Mark and Peekaboo, where are you headed? I love the picture of Peekaboo. By the way, you get a BP just for that picture.
Wait.
That's frightening.
I tried to keep the artist's signature in it.
Yeah, that's good though. Very good.
At this point, Peekaboo has still been kind of clinging onto question mark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's gonna go towards. Wait, we're still in the.
You came up by the food court.
Yeah. So he's gonna. Okay, here's the. As a player, because he seems to be familiar with, like, the Black Book of the Stricken and some notion of Christianity, would he be grossed out by all the, hot dog references, or might he realize.
No,
What?
there's no context for him to know that a hot dog is a hot dog.
What's
So,
a hot dog reference?
The fact that there's places that say hot dog. So, yeah.
Valara knows what those are, aren't they?
Yes, but I'm not with them.
Valara's not there. She's
Jonathan,
there.
where am I?
She's with you.
We're coming up on you. And
He's gonna go towards, I guess, the chicken place, because
Okay.
that's what.
that's at least sounds chicken place.
Great
I'm gonna-
description.
I'm gonna get a,
Well, it was called the Chicken Hearted, so it's kind of got a Knights theme. So there's if you're familiar with the Monty Python, Robin nearly fought the chicken of Bristol, and there's his shield looks like a chicken.
okay, so it's that sort of weird.
It's comedy, yeah. It's
Yeah.
making fun of the chicken of Bristol kind of thing.
Hey, it's
So-
better than it being a Hamlet.
That's true.
So he's gonna get a,
So when you walk up, the machine here says, "What ho, fair traveler? What adventure?"
we are currently involved in the adventure of trying to figure out.
That's wonderful. How may we be of service to you today?
A platter of chicken for two, please.
A platter of 2 chickens coming right up. That will be 24.17. Please place the card in the box below.
Card? Peek.
Peekaboo shrugs.
Please place your card in the box below.
Did they see what happened with me?
No,
No, we weren't there.
they
So
went, to
okay.
they went to a different. They went to a different kiosk.
like having no reference to what a card is,
Right.
he's looking for.
Well, do either of you have gaming kits? Do either of you have?
Or believe
As
me.
well.
But
Well, you would know what a playing card is, I
Yeah.
guess. That's
Yeah.
You know, a playing
Yeah.
card or a place card, you know, like an invitation card, those things would be.
So he's gonna look for an invitation card in his pack and try and
Okay, so you find one.
yeah, he'll put it in the slot.
Nothing happens when you put it in the slot.
Huh. Okay, that didn't work.
We're sorry. Please try to enter your card again.
Sorry, it's one of those chip ones, and
Yeah.
there's no insert.
Right.
Oh
Happy.
goodness, it's asking them to reinsert it.
Yes.
So, Christian is going to look at the size of the slot and see, like,
Yeah, you realize the card might be a little wide, so you can actually fold it.
yeah, I'll try folding it and putting it back in.
You push it back in, And it takes a little push to get it in there, but you eventually get it like in there nice and solid. And the voice says, "We're sorry, we cannot read this card."
Check if there's any boulders.
He is going to get a little frustrated and try and find a way into the place.
Wait,
Oh, you
I
can
have a
climb right
question.
over the rail. Climb right over
have a
the
question.
counter.
Yeah.
Sure.
On the place where they put in the card, is there any symbols? Like MasterCard, Visa.
No.
I was trying to help.
I understand. I understand.
And he's going to basically hop over the railing and try to
When you do, the voice says, "Clean your hands before you take on the position."
he's gonna instinctively look for a place to wash his hands.
Well, there's a looks like a pool over in the corner, a man-made metal pool with a pipe that leads into it. So you know what a pipe is, so you can figure that out. But it's got two weird handles beside it with wheels on the top of them.
Are there any
There's an,
pictures
there's,
or
an, there's an H on the one to the left and a C on the one to the right.
Okay.
You're going, that's not left and right. What language is H and C left and right?
So he's going to do try to twist the left one at first, just a little.
So the water, as soon as you turn it, water comes out. At first, there's like a popping sound and like a clicking sound, and then at first, kind of chunky brown stuff comes out, and then eventually the water starts to run clear.
Ew.
Delicious.
Down in the bottom of the pool, there's a clump.
He is going to try his best to ignore that goo unless it like moves or something,
Nope, it doesn't move.
and gently put his hand over the water
Okay, and as you put your hand over the water or in the water?
because he's trying to test.
What?
What?
Because
Like-
you can't know about hot running water. If that's what you think you're going to do is protect yourself that way, you wouldn't think of that. You just would
Okay.
turn the knob and then water.
Okay. Six. So yeah.
Okay, so you put your hand in the water and it's cool, but seems to be getting warmer.
As it gets warmer, I'm gonna withdraw my hand.
Okay. It's still running. Pretty soon you see steam rising from the water.
Yeah, as soon as steam starts to rise, he's going to try to turn the knob back to the way it was.
Okay, when you do, you realize the knob itself is warm now.
Yeah,
It's not hot, it's just warm.
yeah, so he's going to grip the.
Yeah, so you just turn the handle back down. That's fine.
Yeah,
So Peekaboo's watching from the other side of the railings, and she just tilts her head. I can clean your hands with magic.
As you're leaning up to look over the top of the counter to see him, the voice says, "What would your order be, little one?"
Oh.
I just kind of look around, very confused.
Did
Chicken.
your parents provide you with a payment method?
No.
I am an adult.
Balloon, you can get one in the center of the court.
Ooh, balloon. I look around.
Well, over in the center, there's a looks like a display of different sizes of plastic at the end of sticks hanging down. It very unflavoring. Yes, Hart.
I can just imagine her slowly looking over, and there's a clown there with a red balloon. And he's just beckoning her.
Oh God,
Sure, sure. Why not? Sounds good.
that doesn't make my skin crawl at all.
Yeah, I see it motioning with oversized gloves. Those beautiful white oversized gloves, motioning for
And
you
a
to come over.
big smile.
Painted on.
Uh,
Okay, so we're back to Rocky for a second. You're out by the entrance. You've watched the machine do its cleanup, and now it's doing something on the wall. As he does, you notice that the grid form on the barrier has reestablished itself.
Hmm.
You're muted, Rocky. There
Hold on. I need to do something real quick.
Okay, see when you get back. Okay. Back to Hart and Valara.
The hunt for the arms continues.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, a little bit further on, you come to a second of those service entrances, and it says "Security area, do not enter."
Let's enter. There might be a chance that something's in there for a security robot.
It says do not enter.
That's exactly why we do.
But it said that there was an armament repair down this way.
Okay.
We hurry on to the armament and repair.
Okay, so 2 or 3 more doors down, there is. It says really funnel. It's quite humorous. It says "Ye Old Blacksmith Shop."
Arms.
Good. Let's go in.
I go in and look for arms.
I
Okay.
think you'll be unhappy about the arms we're talking about.
As you walk inside, it's a what do you call it? Costume armor place where they make the family
Oh.
shields and heraldry, and you can get. There's a sepia camera in the back, so they can take pretty much.
And there's a whole rack of finely tuned precision arms, right?
Yes, in the form of long swords and flamberges and short swords and rapiers, and
Are any of them metal?
they are, but they are as tinny. I mean, you pick one of them up, you'd feel that it's light, so light that it's like I said, it's cosmetic in nature.
it's probably like aluminum.
He picks up it by the blade and it just bends from the weight of the handle that's
Right.
not tin.
Exactly.
This is not arms.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm afraid this is more like a shopping mall at home where everything is not
Alright, I'm
the
back.
real stuff.
Okay.
There was a
Okay.
third place. What did it say?
Maybe there's another kiosk on another floor. Okay, Jacob's back. Let him have some time.
Okay.
We'll go to a kiosk in the meantime.
So, so you've seen the robot do the cleanup and plug itself into the wall, and it reestablishes the grid pattern across the archway. So now you guys are fundamentally locked inside, if you will. And as it does so, you see
Uh-oh.
Someone's been banned from the mall.
I try to enter it.
oh, you're already inside. You were watching it work, remember? So
Oh.
you're inside on the carpeting. It didn't bother you at all. It just did its cleanup work. What do you want to do? From here, you can go down to the first level, or you can go where everybody else is, up on the second floor, where you can smell
I'll
the
go the
yummy food.
go below.
Are you gonna head downstairs? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you head down, there's a lot more activity down here than there was up above, and you notice that there are people shambling towards you. Maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Do I see them? What they look like?
They look like they're human size. One of them walks with a weird kind of a drag of its foot, so it's like it does a hop step with one foot, and then it drags its back leg. The others are kind of just walking forwards, and as soon as they get within 60 feet of you, you go ahead and make a perception test.
This is gonna be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
You really are turning this into that one movie.
Of course.
Just that one movie?
18.
How about
The
every
18 movies.
how about every cliche you've ever seen?
Like, I was like We're in a mall in Nycos. What reference could he be working on here?
So you rolled a 19, you said?
18.
18? Okay. They smell like the dead. It smells like carnal.
The enemy is undead, so he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably recognizes them right away.
Yeah. He recognizes these look like some form of either zombie or ghoul. They're not in a big hurry to get to you, though. They're just kind of shambling towards you.
My
How far are they?
buzzsaw.
All right. Bows and arrows work really good on zombies. Go ahead and roll your attack.
19.
Oh man, that's the third roll above an 18 you've gotten. Excellent job. Shot him. Roll a d8 plus your dex modifier. No, yeah, dex modifier. No proficiency on the damage.
Hang on, I'm trying to find the dice. Is it
D8.
The double pyramid.
double
Here.
pyramid?
It's a pyramid on top and a pyramid on the bottom. 8 is the biggest number on it.
Like a diamond.
Like
I
a
mean, in my eyes.
rhomboid. It's a rhomboid.
Wait.
It has 1, 3, 5, 7 on one side, one end, and
two,
it
four,
has
6, 8
2
on the
foot and 2, 4, 6, 8 on the other.
It's like this. If you can see it.
I know.
That's the one.
Yep, you got it.
What?
What'd you roll?
I didn't even roll yet. I'm trying to find the dice. I think I dropped
You
it.
had it. Ick.
No.
Oh no, I was responding to Freya's image as if
Right.
that was Rocky.
That was.
Okay. Oh, you didn't see?
Yeah, we saw it, and that was good to show it to him.
Okay, there's this one right here, man. You find this
I know. Try.
If you don't have one of those, try a d4 and roll it twice. I don't care.
D4.
That's the
You
little
need to put-
pyramid. That's the actual pyramid.
I know.
So proud of you, Steven. You know the difference now.
I know, right? Took a
3
while.
and 3.
So add them together.
6.
6.
6 points. That's 8. The one that was walking kind of funny, he goes to the ground. The rest keep shambling forward.
How many are there?
Right now there are 4.
Left.
4,000.
I continue my attack.
Say that again.
I continue my attack.
Okay, so you put the first one to the ground, but when it hits the ground, it struggles and climbs back to its feet. They're continuing.
Yeah,
Are you going to back up and keep it at 60, or are you going to shoot it at 40?
back up.
Okay, so you're backing up. Are you backing towards the main entrance, or are you backing towards the second way to the left? And now
Oh.
he's backing up. I'm just clarifying that he's backing back up the hallway and heading in towards the center of the building instead of out towards the exit. That's all I was checking on.
Because then he'd be up a blind alley. Well,
Right.
dangerous.
Okay, so anyway, you're going to keep shooting your bow, and how many arrows do you have total? Right now you've got your down one. Remember, you got 1 arrow stuck in a zombie.
I got 18.
Okay, so you going coming?
Roll D20.
That's what I said. 4
Okay.
times. Because they're not
17.
okay. That's fourth time out of 4. That's pretty awesome. Next one.
Okay, 15.
Okay, that's still pretty good. It hits again. Go ahead, roll damage on both of those. Plus.
2 is 8.
Okay, and again, one of them goes down. They're slowing them down a little bit, but there are still 4 of them coming.
Second one, 2, and 1.
Plus,
That's 6.
no, 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5.
Oh, 5.
Okay, that one doesn't fall. It kind of spins a little, but now 3 of your arrows are stuck in it. You're down to 15 arrows left.
Roll 2 more.
Okay, but as you're heading up now, you're reaching to the curve. When you get to the curve, I'm going to have it'll be somebody else's turn again.
Okay.
Are you calling out? Are you letting anybody else know that you're fighting these things? Or are you just
To see me shoot an arrow at something?
Oh, we're not even near you, man.
so you're going to surprise them by leading the zombies to them?
Yeah, while shooting my arrow.
Great plan. That's a great plan.
I feel so happy about this plan. At least I'm safe, guys.
Kara and Freya at the Julius. What now?
Do we hear like any bone strings or anything?
No, not at this point. You guys have remember you turned on all the arcade machines. They're all making noise.
Oh, fun.
I hope
All
someone
right.
goes
Hey,
in
it's a
and plays House
popcorn,
of
man.
the Dead right now.
What's that?
We walk to the popcorn. I take out a card again.
Yeah.
Prestidigitation gold. Like, can we have 2 buckets of two large
Buckets of popcorn is fine.
2 buckets of popcorn
Sure.
and some mead? Yes.
Please check with the health clinic on level 1.
And I'm not popcorn. Give me popcorn.
2 buckets of popcorn. Please enter your card.
And I put it in.
And then press the digitate again.
Yep.
Roll a d20.
Oh man. 6.
6. We're sorry, your card did not go through. Please try again.
What?
Oh
I go
no.
like, just give me a second. Give me a second. I flick it.
Flicks,
Web
flicks
of
the
And
card.
then
weaved closes about you.
and then I get close to it and touch
Uh-huh.
my hand on it, and I do acid up
Why would
on
you
the panel.
what?
Oh,
What?
nice. Okay, so the bad news the bad news is you won't get any popcorn. The good news is that the entire console starts to melt down, spark and fizzle. Little plumes of black smoke are now rising from it.
See, it works.
Why did you do that?
It was malfunctioning. And I jump over the counter and
Hey guys, I found my D8.
Excellent. Excellent.
nicely done. I jump over the counter and get some popcorn.
Well, okay, so you get 2 buckets and pop it.
Yeah,
That works. I'll grant you that.
Well, what about the butter? And the
there's
salt?
butter with it. Just
No, it doesn't come with
I
butter.
have presentation. I'll just put salt on it for myself.
So he's casting a bunch of spells at it. So for what he hands over it like 3 or 4 different times, and finally he's got his buckets of popcorn.
I can see Freya not knowing that it's going to get bigger, so just fills the entire bucket
Exactly.
up full with kernels
Exactly.
and then does it, and
Exactly.
then just explodes everywhere.
Hey,
That's
man, I'm
yeah,
fine with
that's
that,
about
whatever.
right too. Yeah. So yeah, popcorn is
Wait
going
a
everywhere.
minute. I know about popcorn. Think of
Really?
this.
Really? When did you ever pop popcorn in story?
I'm never, but I you
You're
said
a
we know what
street
popcorn
urchin.
is.
You could never afford popcorn.
It's a
You were
I had gold before you guys.
We're just messing with you. It
I
doesn't change
know.
that you got popcorn.
just teasing.
Yes.
It just makes it a
Just
much
make me look like
funner
a fool.
experience for the rest of us.
It's hysterical to think of Freya, who's this grand wizard, over popping. That's just the funny part.
Hey man, I gotta have fun too.
Freya, that might be a little too much.
Oh no, it'll be
Okay,
fine.
okay.
It'll be fine. You might want to get a couple more buckets for us though. So
We can give them for everybody.
there we go.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go.
Wizard.
Okay, Question Mark and Peekaboo. Right beside you,
Yep.
there's a box, one of these stand-up boxes. It has a curtain across the side, and there are black and white images on the side of it, and it says "Photos for you." You have no idea what photo means.
Well, wasn't Questing Mark behind the counter of the chicken thing?
Oh, that's right. He was
Yeah.
getting chicken.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I was by the balloons.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I get this right. Okay. So, Questing Mark, you're back there, and it says, "Please enter your ID card so we can start your shift."
Okay, I'm going to do a perception check to note to see if anybody that used to work here might have left something that looks like that.
Nice. Nice. Go ahead. Make a check. DC 12.
You know, Jimmy, he always used to lose his card, so he would just hang it next to the machine.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay,
I have
so
done that a few times, yeah.
Uh, well, probably not with that. Let me see what.
You technically have a name tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do because your name question mark is here.
So I will use my name tag.
So to do that, just change your question mark back to the question mark.
Oh, okay. That's how we're doing this. Well,
Works for me. But anyway, so go ahead and re-roll.
10. So
10 with your modifier.
yeah, it's based off wisdom, and I have no wisdom.
Okay, you find one, but it's kind of greasy. It's probably like in behind the sink. You know, hanging like it got hung back there, and they forgot where it was, and so it's like covered with this oily goo.
Yummy. Smells
Can-
like chummy.
Clean it off in hot water.
Yeah, I will actually turn the hot water back on and
Nice.
try and
Okay,
clean it off.
so you turn the H handle and starts pouring the hot water back out. Wait till that water gets nice and hot, and then put the card in it. It's splashing both the water and the oily grime in all directions.
Let's hope that card is laminated.
This is
And
the future, of course. It's laminated.
It's water.
Probably
It
laminated.
pushes water off.
It's probably solid plastic.
all right, so you get that,
Yeah,
you
you
get
make
it
it
back
go-
out, and the image on it is of a looks like a young satyr,
Wait.
little goatee on it and little horns.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is one of that devil's relative. I say to myself, and I put the card in.
And it goes, thank you, Jimmy. Welcome to your first shift. You have 4 hours of credit remaining.
I was half expecting you are 3,567 days late.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. That's a good
anyway,
one.
I'll be right back in 3 minutes.
Okay.
You will be docked 3,765 days worth of pay.
Exactly.
So now that that's in, and I am currently Jimmy.
Yep.
So I'm gonna change my name to Jimmy for the moment.
Okay, and that's fine. As you change your name to Jimmy, the grills go on, and you hear a hissing sound, and flame shoots up to the left and right of you. The one to the left, and you're thinking, "Oh my God, we're getting ready to start we're gonna be part of a
Witch boiling.
siege." No, it's the siege. You're starting to boil the oil to pour over the enemy.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because the thing left on the left-hand side, there is a large flat grill, and you can see flames underneath the metal plate.
Okay, I'm suddenly like half expecting to find. I'm gonna look around, half expecting to find actually.
Well, you see another metal box with a clear front, and inside there must be, looks like 40 chickens, for lack of a better term, wrapped in paper.
Okay, but they're not alive or moving around.
That is correct.
This surprises Jimmy. He was expecting it to be live chicken.
Of course you did. Which is what you normally do. Just go out and find a chicken in the yard and grab it by the head and spin it around and then toss it in the blancher and get the feathers off and then cook it. But in this case, no such thing. It's white, look like white.
It's frozen, probably.
Pick one up.
Okay.
There. And
Don't put it in the lava.
the oil on the right hand side starts to boil.
I'm back.
Okay. We're about to watch some real excitement here. You have pulled one of these white things out of the case.
yeah, he is first gonna go over to the grill and try to put it like.
Okay, so yeah, you can tell that it's wrapped in paper.
Yeah. So he's gonna gently he's going to carry it over to the grill and gently take the paper off and then
Drop it on the grill.
yeah.
Alrighty. How many people in here have ever done this? Take an ice cube and drop it on a hot grill.
Yep.
Oh, it splatters and sizzles all sorts of hot water
Until
at you.
it cracks and
yeah.
pops, depending on how big of the
Right,
ice
but in this case, it's not an ice cube; it's a frozen chicken. So when it hits the surface, number one, the heat differential is going to actually cause it to slide across that platter, slick as
It
snot,
would slide like it's on a
a rocket. So it goes shooting towards the back of the grill. You realize it's
I'm gonna try and catch it and
nice.
quit.
Going
There are
to catch
these
it.
nets right behind you.
There are those plastic baskets. You can grab one of
Yeah,
those.
so he's gonna use one of the baskets to try and catch it.
Nice. Go ahead. It'd be a DC 16 to catch it.
Okay.
I have a name for this scenario.
What's that?
Babes and toys.
That's very funny. An 8?
Yep.
Yeah, you miss. It hits the ground, caroms across the ground, slides back under the grill into a grimy, nasty mess. Jimmy was
Is
not
there
apparently a
any-
very good cleaner either.
This is harder than Jimmy thought.
Jimmy is over his head.
And
Jimmy should rethink his
Meanwhile,
life decisions.
Peekaboo is approaching the happy-looking clown, who's lowering his white gloved hands to offer the balloon to her.
There's no drains, right? Nearby.
No what?
we all float down here.
There's no what?
No drains.
Where?
Okay.
on the grill.
Oh,
No, you're where the popcorn
Yeah.
is. You're not at the
ma-
grill.
Oh yeah, I was just
When
making
you-
a joke.
Silence. Let the DM do his thing.
I'm asking
Alright.
Peekaboo what she's doing as the clown offers her a balloon.
I take it.
Wouldn't the balloon be like super deflated?
Yeah, it's just a string. It's just, well, no, actually, he's got one that's blown up, but the rest of his wad, you see he's holding a whole bundle of them, and they're hanging off his hand like dead flowers. So it's really creepy that one of them's fully inflated. Yeah, as you hand it to him, he pats you on the head and actually messes your hair, like parents would do.
I kind of shake it off
You walk away.
and walk away slowly.
He,
You turn your back to it.
yes,
No.
I
as
wouldn't
No,
turn my back to
I
it.
yeah,
do not.
hang on, hang on.
I do it sideways. I walk sideways.
You walk
like-
sideways, it follows you. As a matter of fact, it walks sideways too,
Oh no.
Oh, dear.
doing that mockery thing that clowns do.
Where are your parents, little girl?
Brings his hands up to its face like it's like a mime.
Boy.
Waves at you. Acts all coy.
Kill it with fire.
Puts one of its long floppy shoes over the other foot so that he looks all demure. Circus music begin. A what do they call those machines?
Calliope.
A calliope begins.
It's actually a pipe organ.
Calliope is that with
it's
multiple-
playing, and then he offers his hand like he wants to dance with you. Oh, Peekaboo loves the dance, I'm sure.
Oh God.
You're thinking of Yumara.
No, I know Omara hates to dance, but
You
this
can dance if you want to.
character has no. This character doesn't have any context except for this clown is smiling at you and offering to dance with you.
I mean, sure, I'll dance with him because I don't understand clowns.
Right. So as you reach your hand out, he actually grabs you and lifts you off the ground like a clown would a child.
Oh, jeez.
And so now you're really close to him, and you smell alcohol and body sweat.
Oh no.
And he starts
what?
dancing. on
I
his
try
head.
to pry away from him.
Yeah. So you guys can hear the music starting, so more than likely everybody can look over and see Peekaboo dancing with the clown.
I cast prestidigitation, and the letters for common say help.
That's very funny. I can see them floating across the air like little balloons. Help!
And we all
Okay.
see this.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So,
That creature is attacking our friend.
No.
Oh,
see
he's
that.
smiling. He's smiling. The clown's
I
smiling.
look-
It's
I
And
don't
it's-
look.
over there.
and it's
I just look very uncomfortable.
and it's
Yeah.
clearly enjoying the dance. It's not
well,
like being mean.
it's having fun. It's fun. It's not trying to kill
I'm actually trying to like use my feet to pry away from.
Wait,
Archmage
Hello.
Freya, she's calling for help.
I know.
Okay,
Let's
can
go.
You
I'm
cast
just saying
something?
let's not kill things, okay?
Can you cast something to free her?
I could blow its hands off probably.
So,
blow its hands off while it's got his hands on her.
Hands?
Arms off, whatever.
seeing this, I am just gonna grab one of the chickens and run out and
You can throw it
Right.
from. You can try to hit it from here with a
yeah, I'm gonna try to throw
flying white covered chicken. Go ahead.
yeah.
That's
I'm
funny.
gonna try to use
Please
like
roll high. Please
fireball
roll high. I
bubble.
want there to be a spiral on this chicken.
17.
There was a
Yes.
spiral. The chicken
Oh,
spirals along, hits the clown in the side of his head. He throws Peekaboo out of his arms. And go ahead and make a dex save for a landing, Peekaboo.
Oh no, I cast Featherfall.
Oh, how dainty. Of course you do.
I was just learning to love.
And almost like a Mary Poppins, but instead of an umbrella, my dress kind of poofs.
Oh,
Ow.
nice.
Yeah, just like the picture.
the parachute out.
Yeah, exactly like the picture.
And
It
then
just
you,
par-
you do nod. Do a
It's
nice
just-
no.
It just parachute shoots out, and I do.
A plie. You do the plie.
Plie.
with-
And then I get GTFO.
It was
I get out.
that was so cute. It almost warmed Kara's heart.
Oh.
That's against the rules.
Okay, so Valara and Hart, you finally make it
To the kiosk?
To the kiosk. Welcome to the West Wing of Cache's Reliquary. How can I help you?
We are looking for a repository of other technology.
I'm sorry. The only technology facility here is Radio Shack.
Is there robotic parts and repair?
Robotics and robots can be found at Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
My remembrance of that company, which disappeared somewhere in 1990.
Now go ahead and make a history check for that kind of stuff.
It must have come here.
Maybe it's an upgraded one, but I don't know. That's a 15 plus.
Okay,
whatever.
more importantly than that, you remember that Radio Shack was actually a CIA front. It never actually was a business intended to make money. The CIA used it to be able to go into foreign national countries. Most people don't know that, but that's actually historically been validated in a couple of different places.
Really?
Wait, huh?
Yep,
Okay.
John, careful.
let's-
You're on live stream right now. They're listening.
I know they are.
uh,
And if they're
but I can't see them having an open Radio Shack here. But let's go. That
Okay.
better.
okay, so you go downstairs. From here, it's easier to take the actual stairs, and we already know that Hart knows how to descend, climb down, and so
Oh,
he
God.
he
He
tumbles.
just yeets himself off of the railing and lands.
He crashes down, rolls across the ground, pieces flying.
You know, you could have used the stairs, 2 feet down, 2 to hold you back, and the other 2 to advance.
Hey, as a player, I've spent almost as much time practicing falling with style as you have common. So
Yeah, he's getting pretty good at it.
We're getting good at this.
He has to go over and pick up the 2 arms that he dropped, but that's other than that, he's okay.
Yeah, but I landed on most of my feet this time.
Yeah, actually, you can hear him saying, "Stuck the landing."
Six holes in the ground where he landed.
Exactly.
You kind
Next,
of lost your arm.
next time will be a superhero landing. I'm gonna only land on 3 legs.
Yes.
Try 4 before you try 3.
I prefer to do 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So he has to pull his feet out of the holes in the ground.
Off to Radio Shack.
Yes, we go find Radio Shack.
Yes, and when you get there, it's rather disappointing because all of the robots are about 4 inches long. If you remember the old circuit board robots they used to sell at Radio Shack, that's
Yeah.
the robotics.
That's
Radio
it.
control.
This is
Well,
Tarmakian shit.
Do you wanna?
That's a BP also, only because
Yay.
the inside joke for that one. That's funny.
Do you think you could use any of these circuit boards?
He kind of, I can totally see that fourth wall too, as he looks at you and then looks out at the people going, really, really.
He shakes his head slowly.
Okay, I don't know who created you, so I don't know what you can use or not use.
Okay, we can do your idea. Go to
Security.
repair security.
Maybe some
Yeah,
robots
and then
will
I'm
do
gonna try Army surplus. See if we can come up with some stuff that will help us.
Are they going to walk past Rocky and his escapades here shortly?
Worse than that, they're downstairs and they're coming down the hallway the other direction. As you step out into the main hallway, headed for the security hallway, which you anticipate to be down here, just like there was above, you see a conglomeration of maybe 30 or 40 people. But
Hello, friends.
even from here, however, you can already smell the charnel on them.
I can't.
Oh, that's true. You can't.
Oh my! They're Walking Dead.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a life scan.
And she says it that loud, so they all turn. There is no life. You detect no life among them.
They're just like you.
Huh. I must have a malfunction. Hello, friends.
So
I'm Hart.
he starts
Hart!
wandering forward.
Heart, they're undead. They're abominations. They're undead.
That's what you
for
said
real.
about me.
No, I never called you an abomination.
I'm sure they're not tools.
Well,
At least
maybe.
they're made of meat.
So as he approaches them, they
To greet one, and it ignores him.
well you
Push
put your arm out and it'll bump into your arm. And
Hello, friend.
It
I'm-
has no mind.
I'm Hart.
It's a new time of language.
Oh, Cart.
About
Hart.
this time, from where you are, you can hear the thwip of arrows down at the other end. They're now
You want
they're
some
now
more of
closing
this?
in on Valara. So Valara, you've got a choice. Are you going to switch to melee weapon, or are you going to try to shoot them with one of your bows?
She'll
Take
try to
this.
shoot him with one
How
of
about
her
this?
bows.
Do you want more of this?
Yeah.
Take
Okay.
that.
Shooting them with the bow. That's always really effective shooting zombies. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Me or
No, Valara.
You're probably almost out of arrows by now.
Yeah, you're more than halfway out of arrows.
18
Rocky.
to hit.
Yeah, you hit.
It's what she used one of the big-headed arrows.
To use the big-headed arrow. Okay. So you're using one of the foot bow arrows on a regular bow.
Yes, but
Okay.
her draw is so long that she can control most of it.
Yeah, but the issue here is that you're actually fine. Go ahead and roll the damage. It'd be a D10 because of the size of the arrow.
An 8 plus Heart. You gotta stop them. She keeps on backing up.
Hart's actually at this time more than likely embracing 4 or 5 of them because they would have walked into him indirectly, and some of them would have actually put their arms around him because they.
When they ignore me,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is they don't necessarily ignore you. They just don't register you as a living thing, so they're not.
Heart, they're after living things. They eat the brain.
They're embracing
said-
him.
That's right. They to him it feels kind of like they're hugging him because they put their arms around his arms. And
They're not
I
ignoring
feel
you, they love
joy.
you.
I feel acceptance.
That's right.
Hart is
Happy for the first time,
happy.
and
Hug them to death.
I will hug them. Hart's gonna hug them.
okay. Go ahead and roll D20.
Would that be a grapple?
Yeah,
or an
it's a-
attack?
This is gonna be horrifying if what happens.
Yes.
This is gonna be
Oh,
so
you're
bad.
really
Please
kitten.
roll really high.
Oh no. Oh no.
What'd you roll?
16.
Oh yeah. So
Squish.
he brings his 2 long arms in and just folds people in half, pulling their top halves off of their bottom halves.
yes,
Oh,
You kill
this
4
is
of
why
them.
you can't have nice things.
You tear 4 of them in half. Now the most disturbing thing is it doesn't stop the lower halves from still walking. So the lower halves are still
They're
trying to move
undead
forward.
heart. They're not
He
living.
is now covered with the ichor and detritus from the insides of these things.
I
Blood
just
is
imagine Hart just picking up one of the
Hart
torsos and being
has-
like, "Oh, let me help you put back together."
No, it's worse than that. You guys have all seen the Iron Giant, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know the moment when the deer gets shot?
Oh no.
Yeah. You just what?
like, what? I don't get it. I don't
I-
understand.
I'm not. No. He's gonna try to pick one up.
Put it back together. Yeah, I can see that.
Try to put it back together.
And of
Wake
course-
up.
Aw.
Hart
the-
didn't mean to do it.
Oh, the problem is they're not dead either because they're still going
They're
because
acting like you, Hart. They're acting like you.
they keep moving. They're just pieces. They're dragging
Hart
themselves
didn't mean to
across the
destroy
ground.
all mortals.
Well,
Hey,
the
Gene,
robot.
Gene, they're closing in on you. Are you going to go back up the stairs, or are you going to?
Yes, I'm going back up the stairs. I backtrack. She gets another arrow out. She sees if she can't line up two of them in a row.
Okay, so you're going to hold the shot for a little bit as they're
Yeah,
congealing through the
all
doorways.
the time backing off.
Okay, so Hart, you can also see down the way that Rocky is backing away from them, but there's probably 6 or 8 of them on the ground at the other end of the hallway, so you're feeling a little bit of empathy where it looks like he might have hurt them as well.
You did this. You angered the new friends. Why? Why you must destroy all the new friends?
I want to pet the bunny, George.
Adrian!
so Rocky, like I said, across the way you see Hart on the same level as you, and he just tore 4 of them in half. What's your reaction?
Kill some more.
Apparently Rocky is away from keyboard. Alrighty.
Actually, I'm right here.
Okay, so what's your response to seeing Hart just tear 4 of them apart behind you? I mean, beyond where you're fighting, you can see that Hart is engaging them at the other end of their group.
Yeah! Get them!
What
You're
are you
not
doing?
there.
You're gonna keep shooting?
I'm going to switch to my dual short swords.
All right. Gonna go hand to hand with him. All right.
Roll d20.
Yes.
And nat 20.
Wow, that's the 6th roll above 15 in a row. That's amazing. Go ahead and roll damage. That to be a D8 short sword, so it's a D6 plus.
Strength?
Well, I'm
Hart.
using 2, but
This is only for the first one, so it's roll damage.
6.
Okay, and I believe this is a 5th edition rule. I believe that you still only get 1 attack per round. Is that correct, or do you get an
Yes.
offhand attack?
I think you can get an offhand attack, but it's only a +1.
That's right.
Or
It doesn't get
or you
it doesn't get proficiency. That's right. That's
I
right.
No,
think
it's
it's
more
plus-
than that.
It's plus your strength, right?
Yeah, it gets your strength, but it doesn't get the
No, it doesn't
No.
get any of that, I don't think.
I don't have my book in front of me, so.
I'll look it up.
Okay, while you're doing that, go ahead and roll your second attack, Rocky.
Another 6.
Okay, this time the 6. That's for damage. I'm talking about to hit. You got to hit.
Well, that's what I roll for
Okay,
damage.
okay.
That's it.
No. That's what I'm saying. You already rolled the 6 for damage. I got that. But I'm saying you have to roll to hit with your second attack.
Oh, okay. I kind of roll my d6.
You got to roll a d20 to hit.
Okay. A 19.
19. 7
A 4.
plus strength modifier.
4 plus strength. 7.
Okay. You are in the thick of it with them, so now they get to return the attacks. I roll.
16.
Okay, so I hit. That will be a D6. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Also, that one is now grappled you. So he's going to continue to hold on to you, and each round he'll do additional damage as he's gnawing on you.
How much damage?
Just 4. Valara.
Okay, so here's the quick and dirty of it. You can only dual wield weapons that have the light property.
Right, which he does.
Unless you have the feat dual wielder, attacking with the second weapon uses your bonus action. Attacking with the second weapon does not add your ability modder to damage.
Right.
Except when using the fighter or ranger fighting style 2-weapon fighting, if he took that.
Right.
You may only draw or stow one of the weapons each turn, unless otherwise stated.
Gotcha. But Valara had her hand up.
So yeah, he doesn't get his bonuses to damage or to hit.
Valara.
Well, what about strength or
Valara says, heart, trust, go help.
Rocky.
Rocky. He's being attacked. Those things are evil. They're bad. Trust. Please, trust. And that's what she has to say, and she keeps on backing up.
Yep, she's backing up. You get your you do get your double shot that you were waiting for. So roll to hit.
Okay.
You'll need a 16 or better for the crit effect of getting both of them.
Let's see if I have enough for that. 13 plus 3 is 16.
There you go. Yep. So roll a d6 for the second one. So a d10 on the first one, d6 on the second.
Okay. Oh, 7 plus 3 is 10 on the first one.
Okay.
The 6 is a 4 plus 3 on the second one.
Okay, so the first one, it goes through the meaty part of the arm and hits right at the joint of the elbow. So the elbow forward portion of the arm now is hanging loose by the bone and ligament only. But the second one you hit, it goes straight into its chest, and neither one of them stops moving. They're still coming.
Damn. Okay.
As a quick question.
Sure.
Has any of the undead shown aggression or made any attacks on anybody yet?
Yes, on Rocky.
Yeah, they're fighting. Yeah. They're actually, he's hand-to-hand with them now.
I know, but have they attacked him yet?
Yes. Now that he's in hand-to-hand with them, they did bite him, and one of them
Somebody
actually grappled him. One of them
Okay.
grappled him, is now chewing into his shoulder.
Okay.
Because Rocky, no doubt, would make some kind of a sound when he got bit, so he's probably screaming as well.
Archmage Freya, I think we should go assist.
Okay. I place down the popcorns, except one for me, and we run over there.
All right. So I hate to do this. I hate to do this to you, but it is 9:53, and so we will do the battle of the mall next week. Everybody gets 300 experience points for the encounter to this point. However, for all the enjoyment I got out of this has been a hoot.
It was really, really fun.
Well, I'm glad that
it's been a hoot and a nanny.
Hey, I got
He's grown into an invertebrate liar.
Never. It's not like I stopped doing that. At least I'm doing things that are happening.
Unrepentant liar. She
just lets people believe things. That's all.
Jean, careful! You're turning into the old wife from Princess Bride. Liar! Liar! Humperdinck, you liar!
You have done things worse, Gene.
All right.
Whatever.
So anyway, 300 experience points to everybody. So everybody's going to level up before the fight. So make sure you get
all
that level
the
up
first
done.
level characters.
Yep.
I think we all level up too, don't we?
No. Heart and Valara.
I already
like
leveled up. Last 2 rounds tonight.
Me and Valara should be what, like
third,
1500?
No, I'm at 4th.
I should have
20.
No. Yeah,
Did we go to 4th level last time?
I was at 4th level. I think I'm at 4th level. I know.
No, we were at 3rd, and you were considering if we would benchmark when we found the V8.
True.
Last time.
So
we're at 4th.
So we will deal with that fun here too. That'll be awesome. So
if it's anything like what you did to poor
you know it's
Tiara,
going to be.
You know it will be.
That's just how it works.
Do I get benchmark too?
Next week? Yep.
All right, cool.
All right.
Yay.
So everybody functionally will be leveled up before we play next time. And thank you all for playing. And I will see you next time on Nycos D&D. Tomorrow is Friday.